box office.
I have no idea why that music is doing.
I think it's coming from. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But you know what? People can hear us.
Yeah, I guess StreamYard is double excited for the Oscars tonight. Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly
drunk.
Don't hold it against us.
Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am joined as always by my co-host, Brother Bill. How you doing?
Oh, that's me. Hey, I'm doing good. How y'all doing out there in the world? It's good to see you. But I wouldn't want to be you because you're not right here enjoying a good time with our good friends from the 9 Nerd Yards Drunk Banthas crew.
Man, see you, but I want to be you. I love it. I feel like I'm in 1997. I'm hyped right now. Let's go.
Yeah, about to watch Frank Sinatra get cut off at the Grammys.
Guys, everything is everything. We're so excited tonight to be joining you Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time for our live Banthas podcast show. We have a pretty great show for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking about Shogun. We're going to be talking about Halo. We're going to be talking about the Academy Awards. And
not the
drunkies, always. Yeah, we're going to talk about
the lesser.
Yeah, not it's not a classy show like this. We're going to be talking about the Oscars. And as always, if you haven't guessed already, we're going to be talking shit.
Dookie.
We love
Dookie.
We love poop jokes over here. And I guess we should go ahead and start. Actually, before we start talk about what we're talking about, we should introduce our panel. I'm being so rude right now.
I tried to segue, but you cut me off. But go ahead. Not a problem.
But yeah, we got Money Jeff Weather on the panel tonight. What's up, Money?
Not much. Just over here being a lover and a fighter, funniest man you know. But mostly, I'm just really happy you called the shit poo.
We love to call the shit poo here. I mean, we keep it we keep it very immature over here on the Drunk
very like some kung fu shit.
We keep it
the shit poo.
We call the shit poo, baby.
That's Amber Heard fighting song.
I'm not mad at Amber Heard, man. I'm not mad at Amber Heard. She probably got issues.
I'm not mad at her. She
pooped my bed. Yeah, I don't know that he didn't deserve to get his bed pooped in. I don't know that.
I love that trial.
That's a short list.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And we also got the titular owner and creator of the 9 Nerd Yards channel. What's up, 9? How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me. Love to talk about the Academy Awards. But first and foremost, I would like to say R.I.P. out front to the GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
The legend.
Man.
Akira Toriyama, man. Huge influence, huge legend. Like, his influence is seismic, epic in its scope. And, he will be missed. A lot of people have been mourning for the last few days. Especially the people in Latin America. I heard there's a gathering of 20,000 people.
That's so cool.
The
gathering, not the passing of a titan.
Pour one out for Akira for sure.
I didn't realize that it was so popular specifically in Mexico until one of my friends from Mexico was like, it's huge there, and he's an icon. Now, of course, we all watched Dragon Ball Z, so it had a huge effect on all of our lives, I'm sure. But yeah, gone but not forgotten. He's an infamous, I guess, iconoclast figure in pop culture.
I got you, Othelius. I got you.
Pour one out for Akira.
You know what I'm gonna do though? I'm from Alabama. We don't pour it out on the ground.
I was gonna say, are you pouring it out into a shot glass?
I'm pouring it in a shot glass. I'm gonna pour it out in my throat.
You need some sake. Sake for Akira.
It will be poured out. You didn't specify where it's from.
Yeah. I'm gonna pour one out into this glass and pour it the rest of it out into my throat.
And I also want to say, it got a good, like kind of like subtle tribute video. It should be releasing the next couple days. It's going to be Dragon Ball Z's influence on hip hop culture. So you should be. Taking a look
It's
at
crazy because I just finished watching all of the Dragon Ball, all of the Dragon Ball Z, all of the GT. I just finished.
How much time alone is that?
Well, I spend 8 hours at work. I spend 8 hours at work, and so
watching it all. Yeah, I gotcha.
I just watch it while I'm at work.
Yeah,
and also I was watching Speed Racer, but Crunchyroll, fuck you. They took off fucking Speed Racer. It's egregious. It's not necessary. I think it was because he was slapping bitches though. He does slap females in Speed Racer. He's a wild boy.
Yeah, is that new?
Is that
new to anime?
Like the movie? Man, crazy.
That ain't even new, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I wonder if it holds up.
It's like it's wild because he's like, "Don't you ever try to test me?" I was like, "Oh God!" Like, oh man.
Trixie,
but
you know
it wasn't Trixie though. It wasn't Trixie. He never hit Trixie like that. So that'd be crazy. Trixie.
Now I'm not the biggest sports ball fan, but correct me if I'm wrong. Dragon Ball's got a huge influence on athletes, especially lately. Like a lot of them are coming out about how much they anime, specifically Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah, because you know what's crazy? Like our generation of athletes, we grew up watching. I say we because I was athlete. You know what I'm saying? And we grew up watching Dragon Ball Z just like everybody else. But we was too cool. Like niggas was too cool. Like I would be like the only nigga saying like, "Yo, fuck y'all, man." I'm like, you know, I'm Super Saiyan. You know, the niggas be like, "Oh, you be watching Dragon Ball Z?" Like, yeah, man, I watch Dragon Ball Z. What's wrong with you, man? You know,
I'm saying like the amount of friends that I just like made just because of our shared love of Dragon Ball Z is kind of crazy. And it could just be like just random like events that my parents dragged me off to, wasn't really fucking around. But then would just see that other kid that's just obsessed with Dragon Ball Z, and
yeah.
And
man.
By the way, when we were kids, you had to make an effort to be a fan. I remember I had 2 Dragon Ball Z toys when I was a kid, and they were only sold at the fucking hobby shop in town, and they were so old, like the arms moved to here and down, and that was it. The legs didn't even fucking move. And it was like that. Those were my favorite, but they're my favorite toys because they're the only Dragon Ball toys I could find.
I had a couple of those too, where it just everything is except for the arms. Basically a statue with rubber arms for some reason,
and it was dope.
It was dope. I had a Gogeta and a Vegito.
I agree with Othelius. We did have we had shit that most people didn't have. It was weird, like because we would go there and then KB Toys would just have like 1 or 2.
Yeah, because like I guess all the Gokus and the Piccolos got sold out.
Yeah, everybody got all the Gohans, Gokus, Piccolos. We get Gotinks.
Yeah, Gogeta.
Well, I think
Gogeta. Yeah, Gogeta did have the 5 vest. Say what?
I think Othelius has it right in that bottom comment. Trunks was the best, man. Adult Trunks, with the sword and everything. Fuck yeah! A Super Saiyan with a sword. Come on.
He had the hand motions, and he was better than everybody else.
I thought at first I thought you said he had the hand lotions, where I was like, yeah, that nigga was smooth as hell.
You know what, man? He's from the future. They're all smooth. You know,
he is smooth,
butter soft, soft.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this: Cell Saga better than Buu Saga.
Oh, hands down.
I think
Saiyan Saga
we will have to have.
Is this another video? Otherwise, we're about to go 4 hours.
Yeah,
we'll have that conversation right there.
We'll have that conversation maybe on Thursday. Maybe I'll have that conversation a little bit on Thursday. Hit us up at the Bantha Bunch and check us out and see if we talking Dragon Ball Z.
Next time,
Dragon Ball Z.
But now let's talk about what we're talking about. Let's get into
what are we talking about?
The night of nights, like the night of celebrities and fanfare. Of course, everybody watched the Oscars last night.
Hollywood. Who's that Pokemon?
Oh, I heard y'all were.
Oh!
I heard y'all were talking about celebrities, and then I just decided to show up. I guess. I don't know.
It's the
I don't
biggest
know.
celebrity we know.
That's
Oh
awesome.
my
That's so
gosh.
Got celebrities. Got a lot of celebrities.
I'm
Dude.
just Blake. Yeah.
Yo,
Bro, welcome
speaking
to
of celebrities, man, I was sitting in between like two celebrities the other day. I can't remember the black dude's name. He's a writer and an actor.
Okay.
And I was sitting between him and Joy at Millie's.
Joy.
The singer Joy, R&B
yeah,
singer
yeah,
from the
yeah.
90s and the early 2000s.
That's so weird.
Good to see
Crazy.
you,
Just
Phil
had to
Mates.
share that real quick. Blake, what's happening? How you doing, y'all? It's your favorite cousin's favorite Mexican. Is
You know
Money
him, you
Blake
love
brother.
him. What is happening, folks? Usually, I'm busy on Monday nights because I'm watching a show, but it ended last week, so I'm
Roll
back.
out.
Check out
baby.
the
I'm back.
coverage on Death and Other Details, I believe.
Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
details. Yeah, just ended, and I'll be doing a recap probably in the next week or two. I'd be getting it done if I didn't have to fight with YouTube about uploading
Yes.
my reviews and my reactions. Nine gets all the emails, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, you want me? I'm gonna
Gets
send you my
crazy
new.
how
I'm
many
gonna send you
emails
my.
I get.
I'll send you my new fair use agreement and my appeal statement. I got my appeals ready. I got you.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
down with it.
Bill, the problem is every time Blake uploads, the first one's just the entire unedited episode. He thinks it's funny how many emails Nine's getting. So.
Trying to bootleg.
I get an email. I
Blake,
get
please
a
stop.
text message. I get text message at like 1:30, like, bro, again. And it's like, yeah, if they just accepted my first time, like we wouldn't have problems. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
1000%. If they just quit being douches about it, it'd be all right.
And
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and,
guys.
and I'll say this real quick before we hop off that and move into what we're doing. I don't know what their problem is with like older movies from the 80s that are obscure, like obscure
Yeah.
murder mysteries that a lot of people just are not familiar with, that they never really promoted and that are extremely hard to find. I don't know if they're trying to keep them secret and hidden and like they just want them behind a vault. But
That's
I'm
interesting.
not gonna let them do it. I'm just gonna keep fighting them. So
Yes.
Blake said, "We're not gonna take it.
We're not gonna take it. We've got the documents. We're gonna appeal every dispute.
we got the documents
Blake's
proved
an
that they're
old
trying
soul.
to take down everything."
Blake's
Oh,
an old
this guy.
soul and he likes his damn old movies.
There you go. There
Hey
you
guys,
go.
definitely go over to Nerds at Night and check it out. Blake has been fucking killing it with the videos over there.
I'm trying to
yeah.
think of a clever thing to call his segment, like Turner Classic Blake or Money
It's,
Classic Movies. Money Classic
it-
Movies. I don't know.
It would be I love that murder mystery theater, but maybe it's money mystery theater. I don't know. We'll have to
Mystery
play
theater. There you
around.
go.
Like that.
Play with it.
Yeah.
Play with yourself. Play with yourself. It's recommended. Highly recommended.
Maybe Turner Classic Mexican.
Oh,
I
well,
like
you know,
Guys, put in the comments
We'll
what
play-
you
we'll
like
play with
more: Turner
Yeah.
Classic Mexican or Money Classic?
Yes,
movies?
let's get the
Money
show
murders.
named for. Let's get it named for Blake. Y'all can help us out, okay?
also shout outs to the Banthas, man. Y'all just went over 5K subs. Everybody out there that's
6K.
been supporting.
Actually, just hit
They went
6K
over
right
6K?
before you got
Wow.
on.
Wow, that's incredible. Like,
Ridiculous.
It's moving
yeah,
fast.
incredible, and in such a short
else,
time
huh?
too. Wasn't too long ago. Y'all are like 2K, and now y'all are
Yeah.
6K. It's incredible. Everybody who's been viewing y'all, liking, I'm sure y'all appreciate it. And shout outs to all the fans.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all. We was at we got 4,000 subscribers in less than like a week.
Oh wow,
Less than a week.
incredible.
Well,
So
I'm
we
happy for
really
you guys,
thank y'all,
and I gotta
man.
say it's been a struggle making all those new accounts, but it's been worth it.
Boy, are my arms tired, boy. I'm telling you, I got carpal tunnel creating all those fucking. We also had a short hit 1 million. So shout out to all y'all. If you watching right now and you've been a part of all that, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it without you. Okay, man. I can't talk, but that's not on you. We can't do this without y'all, you know. So if you're here for the first time, if you enjoy yourself, go ahead and give us a like. Go ahead and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Alex, go ahead and start us off with this Oscar conversation.
Well, I don't mind if I do. Thank you so much for asking. We're talking about the 2024 Academy Awards. A lot
didn't
of
bring the ashtray over. Oh, sorry.
there were definitely some some people feel like some people were snubbed. Some people who won, we expected them to win ever since the movie came out. Like, I don't think anybody was surprised by Robert Downey Jr. walking away with the Oscar. But
stole it.
But
he stole it. In my opinion, he stole it.
Do you guys want to go like around and like talk about like who your favorite win of the night was? Like who you kind of expected to win, or who you're the most happy for to walk away with the gold statue? Jeff, do you have a fave of the night?
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
But you read the list, right? Nobody watches the Oscars.
I watched the Oscars.
I did not read the list.
Oscars.
Damn. Okay. Well,
I don't even think he was here for our Oscar nominee episode.
That's when I was making the filling for the. Whichever one was last night, I was also not there for. That's when I was making the filling. Well, I was making the filling for the tamales last night, and I was putting them together tonight. Well,
it would have been a shame if I broke my record of asking the wrong person the question about the topic. I do that every single show. So we do. Blake, do you have any like favorite winners of the night?
The fact that I was watching it, and then it was like, what was it? Poor Things is a winner for the thing, and then the next award was like, some sort of something, and it was like costume or whatever, and it was like Poor Things, and then like the next thing was like Poor Things, and I was like, Jesus, y'all taking all the, that's incredible. You know which one caught me that I was happy for, that I didn't pick them, but they would have been my second pick, was whatever Godzilla -1 won for. Was it visual effects?
Yeah, VFX.
Yeah, I picked. No, I think I picked the creator, and I was like, but I could also I was like, I'm not confident in this choice.
I knew that it was going to be -1.
I like the visual. Yeah, I like the visual for Godzilla -1, and I was extremely happy to see them win, because like, this is, you don't need $1 million bajillion to make a good monster movie. Like, these people just proved that, and then like they had all of Japan with them. Like, that was incredible.
Yeah.
So like, shout out, like, that was a great win to see. Right.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that they definitely got the award for the story of like the behind the scenes, like how they made such a spectacular movie on such a small budget.
If y'all had to hear that was gross.
I was one of those people who like, I felt like they deserved a Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar more than a VFX Oscar. So I felt like the script was way better than the visuals. But
I'm so glad that American Fiction won that. Right, like I'm happy. I was happy they won something there.
Yeah, which one did they win?
The Best Adapted Screenplay, right?
I did not fill out like a card.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say,
right too.
I predicted like all of these like Poor Things. I said was busting through it.
Right.
I said only thing I think I didn't get right was Best Supporting. Who won Best Supporting Actor?
Actor was Robert Downey, and actress was what's her name?
So I got actress, but I got actor wrong. But that's a steal. Like, he stole that, because I feel like Robert Downey Jr. wasn't in the movie enough to win Best Supporting Actor. I agree
felt
like that.
Who did you pick?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't.
Who did you pick?
Who was it?
You said Ryan Gosling, right?
Yeah, I said Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I think Ryan.
Oh, I felt like
he's just Blake.
Yeah, I'm just Blake. I don't. I felt like Sterling K. Brown did better than Ryan Gosling. I would have picked him next to it. Like, he was.
Well, I just wouldn't have picked. I'm just saying I wouldn't have picked Robert Downey Jr., which is what you're saying too. Like, Robert Downey Jr. was not in the movie enough.
I hear you.
How many did you guys get right? How many did you get right on this, Blake? I'm looking now, and I got so many right.
Well, if you had gambled, you would have fucking cleaned up.
Right. You shouldn't. I mean, you should have 80%.
I think I got a little bit less than you, 9. I think I got like 2 or 3 less than you.
I did really good, because I bungled it on like the best actor and best director. But when you go down to like a lot of the other nitty gritty details, I got that shit, because I got
that for documentary.
I watched the Zone of Interest.
Short. I'm sorry.
I watched Zone of Interest, and I was like, best sound absolutely best sound. It's a movie that's like almost crafted around its sound, and the visual effects, original song. It looks like I got right. I'm kind of mad that Poor Things didn't get original score because I feel like a lot of the movie. The score is good. I feel like the score perfectly matches
musically,
the movie,
it's not good.
and it was also it almost felt like Emma Stone was acting with the score a lot of times too.
Which one score was it? Op?
Probably
I really don't remember that one. I think I picked American Fiction. I love that score of that. But I realized they picked a lot of different songs for that. I got the director right. I got the actor wrong. I went with also Paul Giamatti, like just based on a lot of like, you know, what people talking about, you know.
Yeah.
But when what's his name won? Who won that?
Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
Tom Arnold got the right end.
Yeah, so original score went to Oppenheimer.
Ludwig, man, shout out to Ludwig for being, I mean, again, it's a low-key fact with Donald Glover. That was his producer guy for like his first few albums. Like, so Ludwig, Ludwig freaking, you know,
it all comes back to Atlanta.
It does all come back to Atlanta. 9 take over.
No, because I thought it was going to go to Poor Things for that one as well. And I also like think that Oppenheimer, like, I should have saw the writing on the wall, but I do feel like Killers of the Flower Moon was better directed. Honest,
you know what's interesting to me?
I would even say Killers wasn't that great.
Kangaroo.
I always find that interesting, that category right there.
Best director.
Like the only people who bet. See, you got me, Jeff. The only people who vote on best directors are directors. So it's always interesting to me how we on the outside, the people who've never directed anything, how we like go like, well, I think that so and so gonna win, or well, this person directed better than this person. It's like, how do you determine that? Like, what is the mathematical equation to determine whether this direction was better than this direction? Because you don't know what the actor chose to do. It's like judging a coach. Like, if I could say that the coach is bad, but if everything he says to do, the players go on the court and don't do it, it's like, well,
well, the thing is,
but isn't that
just
the
like
question then?
Yeah, it is. It's all subjective, just like when you're rating like when the people rate a movie, the MPAA, it's all subjective. There's no, I forget who I was listening to, and they were talking about one of their movies, and they're like, we had to resend it and send it back and yada yada, and they're like, is the MPAA? You know who it was? It was Zack Snyder on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about when he sent off Batman vs Superman. He's like, we kept getting it back and they kept rating it R. And we're like, what do you want us to cut? And they were like, well, we just don't like the idea of Batman fighting Superman. So if you could do something about that. And he's like, that's the whole movie. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, so he was like, it's subjective. Like Joe Rogan was like, well, what's the criteria? And he's like, there's not. There's some sort of algorithm that they know, and they're not telling anybody if there is one, but it's all subjective. And so is this, right? Like, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you're just hoping that the beholders are getting it right rather than just going with a popular choice. And for me, I feel great because Oppenheimer was my second favorite movie of last year. I enjoyed Killer Flowers of the Moon just for the fact of watching 3.5 hours. I watched it and I didn't look at my clock as many times as I looked at it throughout Oppenheimer, which was a shorter movie. Not to say I didn't enjoy them. It was 2 in 1. So I felt good though, being like, I kind of know movies, I guess. No.
and even though it sounds
movie critics,
even though it sounds tried to say, like, you know, to be nominated is an honor because all these movies are very different. Everybody has different opinions about movies. Like, I thought the Poor Things was my favorite movie of last year, but I knew that was going to win. I knew that it wasn't going to win Best Picture because that movie is weird as fuck. I'm surprised it got this far. But I think that the Oppenheimer was probably the right choice, especially like how it just like tapped into the zeitgeist of like the box office and just cinema last year. Like, and it's just a spectacular looking movie.
You know how I knew
Oppenheimer is like candy.
You know how I knew who was going to win, or how I always know who's going to win. This is easy. It's easy work, especially living out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always gonna be able to like you hear motherfuckers talking about it, like way before the Oscars start. You hear motherfuckers saying that's gonna get an Oscar, and it's just like this. Yep, look, hey, and then right when the awards nominees come out, like you're like, right on time.
Yeah.
Look at that. I already knew because first of all, Emma Stone knew she was gonna win. Why? Why? Because she did the Monsters Ball.
I was gonna say, in the words of Seth MacFarlane from a few years ago, we saw your boobs. Like that's literally that's what it was. You know, he'd never get invited back, but I remember that song.
Also, it's like uglying yourself up and being like naked. You can't just show your boobs, like Halle Berry, Charlize Theron. Who else? I mean, you could argue. So this works on the other end with men, you know.
John Cena, yeah, he's gonna get an award next year for sure.
John Cena. No, I was talking about
Ricky Stenicki, man.
Denzel Washington. He had to play a fucking terrible human being for he could win.
Why Denzel had to be crooked before he took it, in the words of Jadakiss. Let's go. Why? Why you gotta do me like that?
Acting, and then he just get one because he's an asshole.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, but then they also
watched Four Things too, and that I feel like that movie just did deserve it.
Well, but I mean, then there's also times when, like, look at Leo. Leo won finally, but that was not his best role, and I don't know who was the best actor that year.
It was one of those
absolutely just they were like,
man,
can't not give him one again.
See,
that's why they gave it to.
It's like Jamie Lee Curtis last year. That shit was
Leonardo DiCaprio probably told someone he's never going to do another movie if he doesn't. He probably told someone
Hollywood ransom.
He probably told someone.
But then that person looked at him and was like, but then you won't date anymore. And he was like, you're right. I'm sorry.
No, he'll always date because he got more money than everybody else. He'll always big bank take little bank all the time.
It is that notion, right? Like
my girlfriend,
where it's almost their gifted one for like it's an incredible movie, right? But like they're gifted one out of like an IOU. They're like, damn, we didn't give it to you in the last 2 years, but you know, or the last 2 movies, but we know we owe you one, so we'll give it to you for this pretty okay movie, even though you did this fantastic movie. Like Revenant was great and all, but like, hadn't we seen him in something better before or after then? Like, you know what I mean? Or like Training Day was so great. Again, somebody wrote Malcolm
X said something.
They're trying to
right. And it's sort of this like thing where like they just pass them up and they're like, but we'll give it to you for this other one. You know, don't worry, we got you. Yeah. Just not today.
Yeah, see, I don't know if man, I don't want to say nothing that's gonna get me yelled at in Hollywood. So,
well, I think Ostelius is saying what you're trying to say right here.
Thelia said it's the "Here Nigga Damn Now Shut Up" award.
So Thelia said it. I would never say such a thing, Hollywood. So Thelia said it. I'm just, like Will Smith, like when he got his right, people were like, "Oh, they just gave him that one because he." I don't know. You got an ESPY award for best slap.
Also, the contenders for that year were not very good.
Well, that movie wasn't very good. But my point wasn't that about the movie. My point was just like everybody said that like it was a lifetime achievement award for him too. But I've never seen a Will Smith movie and thought he should get an Oscar for this.
Well, clearly Bill hasn't seen Bad Boys for Life.
I'm a huge Will Smith fan, pre-slaps. But
people were shitting on Margot Robbie what she was wearing. And I mean, it's fine. But it did ultimately remind me of this.
That's not right. Like, why y'all do that to my girl?
My dude. My Arrakis.
I wonder if he was there.
He probably was. I'm sure there was at least 6 Skarsgårds at the Oscars.
I wonder if Skarsgård was there. They got 25 kids.
And speaking of the movie, he's dead. God.
And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but speaking of legacy awards, do you feel like Robert Downey Jr. like they gave this to Robert Downey Jr. because they couldn't give it to him for Endgame?
Yep.
He got slighted.
Honestly, let's say this. The role, when I watched the role, I'll say this. I was like, oh, he's gonna win. He's just going to win. I already know he's going to win all the awards for this supporting actor. I think I even said it in my top 10 of last year. And I think it is one of those accumulated things. I'm not saying the role was bad. I think the role was tremendous. I walked out of the theater and I was like, bro, he played the shit out of, man, he's devious, bro. It was great. But also too, it's like, can you give somebody an award for a comic book movie? Like, no, but like you can give it to him for Oppenheimer, so I'm just saying.
It used to be you couldn't give it to him for a comedy, so
right.
I mean, they're already changing that shit up, so it's just might as well go ahead and give it to him.
Is he the only person who's won one for a comic book movie or a perforance Oscar? Heath?
Didn't Angela
Heath Ledger?
Or was she just nominated?
They gave that to him because he was dead.
I mean, I know, but I'm saying,
I'm not. You didn't win an Oscar if you didn't go up there and get it.
I mean, not a comic book movie, but RDJ got best lead actor for Doolittle, didn't he?
No way.
Go away, Jeff.
Speaking of it's saying here that this is a bunch of celebrities seen arriving at Jay-Z and Beyonce's Oscar after party. The first up is Mark Ruffalo, which I would not have expected, really.
Hey, don't zoom out. Be careful with these photos. You might see a picture of me. If you see a picture, that looks like me, it's not me. That's not me. That's not
Bill,
me.
get out of there.
That was me right behind LeBron. Did you see me?
Mark Ruffalo seems chill as fuck. Like I want to hang out with Mark Ruffalo.
I need proof that I need proof that Beyonce and Jay-Z were at this party.
They're
one of them parties that gets thrown. It seems like one of them parties that gets thrown, and everybody's like, "Oh, we going to Jay-Z and Beyonce party," but they don't be there.
Like the Drake party,
the Drake party,
or the episode of Dave where they're at Bieber's party.
Yeah,
but he's not there.
That shit really be happening. Celebrities really do that shit. They'll be like, "Look, we're going over here for the party," and then they don't ever be there.
Yeah.
Right.
And speaking of Mark Ruffalo real quick, because now that made me think about something. If we're talking about two people who are getting legacy award, who could potentially get a legacy award for just being in Marvel movies for 10 years, and now they're in just like a movie and doing acting, do you think that like Mark Ruffalo should have won it over RDJ?
No,
we gotta relax.
No, dude, everyone likes Iron Man more than the Hulk.
Really, I just feel like his performance was just a little bit too hammy. And more comedic than to be seen as like a actual contender. He did great in it, but if anything, I also would just say Robert De Niro would have got it for best supporting actor.
Speaking of old actors, Anthony
Bourdain?
No, Scarface, man.
Al Pacino?
Yeah, Al. I said Anthony. Excuse me, Al Pacino. Well, anyway, this motherfucker went up there to announce Best Picture, and the motherfucker didn't say any nominees. He just fucking said the shit like, bam. And look, Blake,
who did that?
Blake's the only one who actually watched it, and he left.
So you're saying Anthony Mackie?
No. I said Anthony, but I was wrong. Al Pacino got on stage. Blake, help me out. You're the only one who actually watched, other than myself, and we're even prepared for these what happened on stage moments. Al Pacino.
Yeah. Announcing
that. Put it in the chat.
He didn't even.
Bro.
Can you put that in the chat?
Nigga Bird was there.
Can I put one in the chat?
Huh? Can you put wherever you did you find it?
I don't know.
One thing crazy
because he's the Falcon.
Put that in the chat.
Oh yeah, no, not Nigga Bird. I'm sorry,
or directly to me.
Sorry, every time he say Nigga Bird, I think I done seen about everything.
Oh, fucking
do I seen an ill
Bill, what were you saying though about old Al Pacino?
He announced the award without announcing the nominees. He didn't.
I know. Yeah, he just went straight into the thing, and I was like, "Wait, that's what?" Huh?
He said, "It's Hoppy." He just walks on stage.
Yeah, no, he said,
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Like, didn't even he just bust open the fucking.
That was for best picture.
Right?
Yeah,
like, oh, this is how we're gonna end the night.
They didn't even let the clips play. They didn't even have 9 back there putting the
that
clips or anything.
Crazy.
Like, just straight into him being like, And the best movie is Oppenheimer.
That's crazy.
He just did it, dog. And he was obviously just tired of being there. He's like, look,
He said a
I'm
choice by
not
the
nominated
producers.
for nothing. Fuck. I've already seen all my friends win their awards. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. I got to get to Beyonce and Jay-Z's party.
Who wants to get drunk with me? Yeah.
Cocaine is wearing off. Yeah. Yeah, this is a very special night.
Yo, Beyonce campaign for this Oscar, for this Grammy is wild, bro. They announced these parties that they having for the Oscars. Why are they even at the Oscars? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just doing the most right now, but it's subtle. It's so subtle. You see them at the Super Bowl. You see them in all the basketball games. You seeing them out more. You know what I'm saying? Seeing them with the kids. They don't like to be seen unless they want to be seen. You know what I mean?
They do press tours different than everybody else.
Way different. It's subtle.
They just go out of their homes.
Right. I just got to go outside, and then people start talking about me.
Oh shit, they're doing stuff.
She gonna win album of the year with a country album this year, and you heard it here first. Now, well, no, is it this year?
The Grammys, it'll be next year, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I'll get ready for that.
Pacino, it
War
says
season,
here
baby.
that he it was a choice by the producers.
Oh,
wow.
To just go up there and
Sure, yeah.
I don't believe that at all, bro.
Okay.
You gotta have watched it. You gotta go watch it. That shit happened like nobody was expecting that, dog.
This just in.
Nobody.
We got the documents prove it was not the producers. It was in fact Al Pacino.
So
Look.
this
Look,
just
get
in
out of
Blake,
there.
or the video was blocked again. I just got the email.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm funny. I'm
Blake
looking
in
at
the
it on
house.
my
Blake
The
in
video,
the
yeah.
house.
screen.
So did you guys watch because I actually did get a chance to watch all of the best picture nominations. I actually just finished Maestro last night before the Oscars.
What's it gonna do?
Did you guys watch all of these?
Nope.
I watched all but Zone of Interest and the one you just said that I already forgot. Maestro.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not
It's
ever
pretty
gonna watch it.
It's pretty
I was like,
forgettable.
I'm not watching it.
But honestly, Bradley Cooper did better than I feel like Cillian Murphy. I feel like Cillian.
But nobody
only
saw his
won
movie.
So like I feel like
But the
for
stigma
a
was-
lot of these
The stigma was that he made that movie specifically as Oscar bait, and I think that was took into account when whoever voted for this was like, yeah, he's just doing this for an award. Like, we'll nominate him, but like, come on now, come on.
well,
I
I
just wanna
wanted
say-
to win it was Giamatti.
That's like
I
when
wanted Giamatti to
people
get
don't get a job because it's like, well, they're just here for the money. Of fucking course they are.
it. Yeah. Oscar bait, yeah.
I
I'm
want to get
fishing.
paid.
Before we move on, I do want to talk about one movie that didn't get nominated for a Drunkie or an Academy Award, but I saw it last year and it was dope. It's called The Setup. It's on Tubi and it's featuring Derek Barganier, and that's my cousin. And I'm trying to tell you, it's a hood movie, so it's a hood movie, but it's a gangster movie, and he was good in it. He should have been in there instead of Bradley Cooper. Get Bradley Cooper out of there, put Derek Barganier in there, and then boom. Yeah. That should have been your nomination. And also, I'm a member of the Drunk Banthas, but I have no choice in who gets nominated. So just so you know, that's for you people who gonna be talking shit like later, like, nigga, why didn't you just fucking nominate? Well, I can't.
Yeah,
He has to stay impartial.
to that
But
point,
yeah,
I would say Dungeons and Dragons should have won Best Picture.
There we go.
I think that's the biggest
Exactly. They got a snub. And look, if you're gonna put Barbie in there, we can put them two in there, and that's just a fact.
Right? It's just that nobody watched Dungeons and Dragons, even though it's a way better movie.
Way
I've
better
watched
movie.
it so many times. It's so
It's
much
so
fun.
good.
It's so good. But Nine, what were you about to say?
Oh yeah, shout out to Divine Joy Randolph.
Yeah, Divine
Love
Joy
to see her.
Randolph.
Love to see her win.
Black
Love to see
people.
her get it.
Black
It was great.
Yeah, she should have won for the Idol. But does anybody have any
I
thoughts?
I think that's literally why they nominated, right? Like, she was just like, I'm in the Idol, like, y'all
Yeah.
owe me something.
They're like, oh,
putting up with the
she
weekend.
went through
I-
some shit.
PTSD. They gave it to her because she had PTSD.
Like, let's give this poor woman a statue.
That's another one. I was kind of surprised that Spider-Verse didn't win, but it makes sense with the boy in the
With the
heron.
boy in the heron, I was like, oh man,
just-
yeah.
But I actually
Studio
haven't seen the boy in the
Ghibli, man.
heron.
I
Yeah.
do think that
I haven't
Spider-Verse
seen
was a
Boy
better
and the Heron.
movie. I think The Boy and the Heron was phenomenal. Miyazaki always does great work, but I think that they gave it to him because it's Miyazaki and niggas probably gonna die soon.
Carte Blanche.
That was the award she won. That was
That
the award
director,
she won.
by the way, just got a like 7-picture deal. Spider-Verse dude.
Oh,
That's
nice.
He either got like a
Or
4 or
what?
7-picture deal by with Paramount or some like a big studio just gave him a fuck ton of money.
That's
Hell yeah,
cool.
that's a lot of Spider movies.
Paramount.
Mm.
He might not have to do
might
all
be-
those 7 pictures.
Can't wait to
I don't
see
know if it was
Madam Web
Paramount or
2.
not, but I don't think it was with Sony, which is intelligent because
Yeah.
we got
Warner
recent,
Brothers?
Get off that.
Warner
sinking
we
ship.
let me just tell you something right now. Can't say what I want to say, but like not
Madam
on
Web
camera.
sucks.
No, not can't say what I want to say on camera because get off the ship at Sony. If you're at Sony, run, put in your resume somewhere else. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
No, I'm saying get that severance.
God, watch. They're gonna just try and keep the Spider-Man shit going. The next movie's gonna be Lady Stilts, man.
Ladies still
Just all the
Yeah.
all the shitty side characters.
The
in
wheel.
Spider-Man. Yeah, the wheel.
Hey, they were making like the Disco Godfather, like or like that was the one that Donald Glover was attached to. It's just like some goofy nigga with skates on and an afro, and that was in like one Spider-Man comic. It was like, let's make a movie out of it.
That was the first time someone told Donald Glover no in Hollywood.
It's like, no, thank
You need to make better decisions, sir.
But
We're not gonna let you do this to yourself.
guys, any final thoughts on the Night of Nights, the biggest night in Hollywood?
The Night
Before
of
we move on to our next subject?
I don't have any final thoughts about it. I think like we all kind of predicted that Oppenheimer was going to win a bunch and win bigly. But my final
Bigly.
thought was I have a prediction that Dune 2 is going to be winning bigly next year for a bunch of different smatterings.
I feel the
Oh
same.
man,
It's gonna
bro,
be
he went out
next
on a
year's
limb
Oppenheimer.
right there, didn't he? He just went
Yeah.
way out.
Quote me on this. I'm saying quote me.
Don't bet on that. You will win. It'll probably be $5,000 to win 100.
What about you, Blake? How do you have any final thoughts on the night?
I just liked how much like I was like, ooh, yeah, I got that one right, or ooh, I was close to that.
Yeah.
I had not paid. I'm gonna be honest, I had not paid attention to probably the Oscars since I was a little kid, and then as I've been doing more movies and everything, I'm just like, ooh, I like this, and then I was like, this is kind of, I mean, I'm a guy who likes the Oscars. I feel like I need to defend this in front of my friends and be like, listen, I also review movies, so,
Yeah. It's your job.
Yeah, get off my back. Like,
Yeah.
but I had a great time watching it, and I thought, it didn't drag on or anything. I think everything felt flowy, even with the songs.
Yeah.
And then, it was fun. One of the funnest moments was obviously seeing the "I'm Just Ken" song being performed. Like, I was like, that's fun. That's
I
a fun.
came in-
It's just a
I
fun.
came in
It's just a
right
fun
on
song, So
Yeah.
He's a good singer too.
That's why he should
Yeah.
have won Best Supporting Actor.
let's move on.
That's
Let's
why-
move on. Let's.
I'm just Ken.
What about you, Jefe?
I just feel
You
like,
watch
I do think it was a big travesty that Cocaine Bear didn't win for Best Picture. Just, it was stolen.
Scroll
It was
time.
stolen, guys. Yeah.
Man, it might have gotten its flowers at the Drunkies. You'll have to go watch and find out.
They
I
did.
will say this. I do
did
wish
not.
horror movies got more love at award shows.
I feel like
Because
Balcony should
I
have been
think-
nominated for something.
Exactly.
That's
I think
why we
Cockney
have
was
the
one of
Drunkies.
best fucking movies of 2023.
Which one?
That's
Talk
why
to
we
me.
have the Drunkies. Didn't
I'm sorry.
Balcony win the Drunkie?
Everybody
did.
talked. Oh, talk
That
to
one
me.
was
Talk to me.
Talk
Yeah.
to
Talk
me.
to me. Yeah, I
A
heard that
little-
was really good.
A little
Mhm.
spoiler for the Drunkies. There was something that amazing.
Oh yeah, I
happened.
guess it hadn't come out yet.
Well, yeah, it was live, and it's people who are members on the Drunk Panthers channel. You guys can watch it right now. But there was like we all the users vote on who's going to win each category, and we announced best horror, and it was Evil Dead that won. But
Evil Dead
yeah.
Rise.
But
We had our
But-
new night.
while we were recording, the votes came in and talked to me, stole it, and they like
Wow.
while we were
we had our own Moonlight La La Land situation.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That's
hold on.
Listen to Othelius. Look, I'm trying to tell you. That's why the Drunkies is better. Okay, you have riveting moments, like real heartfelt moments right there. And I might even tell you to shut the fuck up. But I just want to speak to what Blake was talking about, because I don't have too much to say about the Oscars anymore. But like it was shorter this year because they brought it up an hour earlier, and they finished real fast because Al Pacino,
Well,
so
start late.
But that reminds me that every Thursday the Bantha Bunch will be going early. Bantha Bunch show with your boy Bill will start an hour earlier, just like the Oscars just did, at 7 p.m. Pacific time. At 7 p.m. Pacific time, come on down and fuck with your boy before we go on to members only, and then it'll be available on Saturdays for those
on OnlyFans. Yeah, I got a question.
Did the Oscars start late though?
It started like
stuff at the same time.
Didn't it start late because everyone was getting held up?
It started early, actually.
Well, they started.
It was supposed to be hour early, and then there was some.
It was like 10 minutes late. It was
protesters that were
blocking up the cars. Yeah,
it was like 10 minutes.
But
late.
It started but it still finished early. so it, and that wasn't just because of Al Pacino.
I have a question.
They actually finished early because they were really rushing, and they did a really good job of getting everybody the hell up out of there.
Question over here. Question for the I'm the uninitiated. I don't really know what happens when the seating arrangements and stuff. But are they allowed to go to like a bar in between the commercial breaks? How does
there's a bar.
Don't they also?
There's a bar at the Oscars.
There's the gift bag or the gift bag too.
So at the Oscars,
apparently that I heard no one actually takes because it's taxable.
I ain't never heard. No, I ain't heard.
So what that means is the guy that's setting everything up at the end is just like, fuck yes.
Because it's an advertisement company that's putting it all together, and it's really just an advertisement to show all of that bullshit.
Let me just be the myth busters here.
Ooh.
Niggas walking out with that swag bag, okay? There's like almost no reason to go. There's two reasons you go to an award show. Open bar and swag bag. Like that's what you go to, right? And that's why you go to the after party. Open bar.
Beyonce's giving out swag bag?
Swag bag. Hell yeah, boy! I bet you're gonna get some like Diptyque cologne and goddamn like
she's just giving out diamonds like no big deal
and shit like that. So man, let me tell you, man, this goes.
So it's $180,000 Oscar gift bag, and it's for the directors and actors that are nominated, right? And a lot of them just don't take it because it's taxed. $180,000 tax as income. If you take it,
are they putting a Tesla keys in the bag?
I mean, you got to pay for your award too. It's like $500 for your Oscar.
A ski vacation in Sweden.
Nobody's going in there broke.
Yeah, and it's just like but it's like not given out by the Academy. It's given out by an advertising company.
So it's basically like, here's a gift bag. You want to buy it?
Hold on.
Hold it.
Because the only reason I mentioned that they were ending early. And they started early is because we're moving on from this motherfucking topic. God damn it. That's the only reason I was even bringing that up. So as we have gone back into the lexicon of the Oscars, but we got to talk about one of our favorite shows this year so far.
The Idol season 2. All right.
Well, it's interesting that you said that. It's because we were hoping this was gonna be our Idol season 2, basically. We were hoping this would be a show that we could talk shit about.
No, you can't. You cannot.
I just figured out which show we're going to next, by the way.
Yeah. This show is Halo. Season 2, episode 6.
Yes.
I'll be back in that case. I didn't watch Halo and I got a video to edit. So I'm going to tune in. When you're talking Shogun, I'll be back.
Oh yeah,
we'll see you soon, buddy.
We can go to Shogun if you want to go to Shogun first, and then
I still need to edit the video. So you guys, I'll be back in a little bit. I'll be back.
Yeah, you do. This time, let's get it not rejected.
Fighting with YouTube. I told you this fight is real.
He's gonna go take a fisticuffs with YouTube real quick. He'll be right back.
Because I'm a lover and a fighter.
And a fighter.
And the funniest guy I know besides myself, man. Thanks for coming on. This was a pretty crazy episode. John Hosley, Soren, Lara, and Quan land on Onyx, the home of Oni's secret headquarters, or ONI. Sometimes they say Oni, sometimes they say ONI. Anyway, what did you guys think? What did you guys think? What were your initial thoughts?
Are you still saying Halsey wrong?
Probably.
No, it's Holmesley, right?
I think, isn't it?
It's
Halsey?
Holmesley. Isn't it?
It's Halsey.
Halsey, like the
Halsey.
singer.
Halsey.
It's Holmesley.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I am happy to admit that. But
I'm doing a bit. I'm doing a bit.
No, it's. You're not supposed to break the fourth wall, Alex. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh God. You realize you could have had me for like 3 more fucking episodes with that shit?
Exactly.
You bailed. You bailed too early on that one, man.
Alex, is this episode 7? This is episode 7, isn't it?
Dude, 2 episodes from now, you'd see me twitching an eye and having a fucking nosebleed. Jeez.
Well, then I should change this really quickly.
I see you being so nice. It's like, but are you sure that's not what it is?
You're gaslighting. You're gaslighting him.
But yeah, what were you guys?
By the way, also the most like pointless gaslight ever. It would have been so funny.
Right.
Sorry, you were saying. You were telling us about Holmesley.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you guys?
Unfortunately, he was.
Yeah. What were your initial thoughts on this episode and just all the crazy directions it ends up going with the reveals of characters? Jeff, I'll let you go
I was
first.
about to say, don't ask 9.
I thought it was interesting how they did it. It felt like 2 different episodes, but of different lengths put together, which is why it makes sense that they had the 2 storylines kind of going together. It was definitely a good amount of character development on what's bitch beats down boss. What's her name?
Kai.
Definitely some good character development on her part. They really kind of like sped through the character development for the girl that that she was training. I forget. I'm terrible with all these.
Perez.
Now they say Perez, but they don't. Okay, I thought her name was Perez. Master Chief said her name was Perez, but that girl who was in the training with her just mispronouncing the fuck out her name.
She's calling her Perez.
Well, maybe it's fucking Alex. Just that good of an actor.
I just
don't realize it's him on screen.
Sorry, I ain't mean to interrupt you, but it just made me. You just made me think about that when I was just like, what the fuck? It is Perez, right? Yeah, you're right. Shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me.
No, so it was just a lot of character development on both of their ends. And then I felt this was another episode where they did a good job of balancing action with story. There wasn't near as much action as the Reach episode, but they still did a good job of balancing it and finding a way to take an action story, move it ahead, and make it more than just like poo poo, punch punch, thwash.
Yeah, there's like actual emotional weight to all the fight scenes that we get in this episode. I feel the same way. I thought this like the pacing was really well done. There's a lot of nice dramatic moments. Kai, she's like my favorite character on the show. At least she was in the first season, and I'm glad that they got a little bit more shine. Yeah, that's that tall glass of water.
She got a lot going on back there. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Looks like they're wearing still suits.
But actually, it does look like a still suit. Damn, I'm still on Arrakis, bro.
Yeah, both of y'all are still on Arrakis.
You'll never leave Arrakis.
But what about you, Bill? What were your like initial thoughts on this episode? The Dune song. But what did you think?
Still probably the best moment in Zunk Banthas history. When 9 thought he was about to hit the Dune song drop.
So happy.
So excited to hear the okay. All right.
But how did I feel about it? Is that what you said? How did I feel about the episode?
Initial thoughts.
Initial thoughts is it was lit. It was a great episode. It did this in episode 4, right? Mm-hmm. But then at the end of the episode, kind of went back up, and now this episode kept going up and kind of plateaued off a little bit.
Yeah.
at the end. So that's how you keep niggas coming back for more right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna give you my real opinions, deeper and more in depth. Elaborations, words with 3 syllables and shit.
Yeah, there's definitely like a roller coaster ride of emotions on this show. Yeah, 9, you didn't watch it, so I'm not gonna ask you shit.
Wait, no. Hold on a second.
I thought he caught up.
A second.
Oh no, you caught up?
Nah, I didn't watch it.
So I will not take this slander. Ask me first.
Well, you know what? By episode, the last 2 episodes, 7 and 8, he might have caught up because that's what he did with For All Mankind.
Oh yeah.
He was like, shit, now I gotta know what happens.
Bring me back that show, man.
Oh man.
Hey, but Severance. Don't bring it back before you bring Severance back because we're covering that as well.
Oh yeah, can't wait till that comes back. But yeah, like there's things get a little hairy on Onyx, where everybody just kind of splits up and does their own thing,
Which was odd.
It was a little weird.
We'll find each other later.
It's like we kind of all came here for different reasons,
But they all came there together in like the same ship, like how y'all plan on leave. They was my ride. Like, you my ride. Don't leave me. You my ride.
Yeah, maybe they exchanged.
I mean, who would think that elite soldiers wouldn't show up somewhere and just Scooby-Doo it up?
Yeah,
Just like, hey, all right, let's all go separate ways. Yeah.
Do this shit.
Wait until next episode when an elaborate trap somehow works.
Speaking of an elaborate trap, John does get captured by the ONI forces.
ONITY.
As he's trying to get back to, what was homegirl's name? From like she creepy lady who runs everything.
Oh,
ONI.
Karen Haircut?
No,
the Onyx chick.
Karen haircut.
What's her name?
I do not know, and it's not written.
The Indian lady?
Yeah, the Indian lady.
Well,
Oh,
we ain't
her.
gonna
I
be
thought you meant
She's just gonna be the Polanski.
Admiral.
Like, she has
Admiral
the weird name.
Margaret Parangoski.
Parangoski. Yeah,
Margaret
I knew it sounded like
Parangoski.
it was Polish. Like that. How her name Parangoski? She Indian. How her name Parangoski?
She converted.
But yeah, like
I don't believe
she
it.
converted to Polish.
I guess her husband could be Polish. Her husband could be Polish. But we got to remember, these are Earthlings. You know what I'm saying? These people all did come from
Are there
Earth.
even still like? Do you think that? Okay, so random side question: in a future where we're on different planets, is it not anymore like, hey, I'm Polish, I'm Italian, I'm Mexican, or whatever? Or is it instead, oh, I'm from this planet, I'm from that planet? But then, doesn't matter how you look. It's just you identify your culture from what planet you're from.
Yeah, you just say I'm from Reach.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing because like culture takes on a whole different thing. We're not talking about the borders of countries. We're talking about
people on
solar
Reach.
systems.
Especially if you are fighting aliens, then it's kind of like, humanity, then aliens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Men on Reach, they're known for having baby arms but big old dicks. So
that's their culture.
That's their culture.
Is there
and it's funny, all the dating apps say the guys are from Reach. Crazy. None of them are from none of them are from Mars.
Nope. I'm just trying to tell you, look, I don't make these lore up. I just I investigate. And then you ask questions, and then
that's got to be a rough investigation right there, buddy.
I need a space Dr. Umar meme, Athelius. If you're going to put that image, if you're going to put that imagery in my head, I need the space Dr. Umar meme.
We need some follow through.
There should be there was a space Dr. Umar, but they killed him in episode 3.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, evil Dave Chappelle. Yeah,
they had too many black people on the show. They had to kill them all off.
We did discuss that. Othelius, you weren't here last week. We discussed there was too many niggers on this show, so they killed all of them.
3 in one fucking episode.
Yes.
They even killed the white black guy.
Yep, the albino guy, the albino black guy. They killed him dead.
Yeah, and then
he didn't see it coming.
Yeah, he did. He didn't see it coming.
Sure did not.
He was blind.
Well, he was blind.
But yeah, as I was like, as we mentioned a little earlier, John does get captured, and he breaks out but Ackerson sort of uses the footage of him fighting the ONI soldiers as like a sort of a red herring, or that makes Kai think that he's turned rogue. What did you guys think of that scene and just like the sort of twisting Kai around to distrust a Master Chief? Jeff, did that land with you?
Well, I felt like Kai was fucking stupid, so it worked.
Mhm.
No. It was. I mean, she was just. I think it came down to like, all right, she had already turned her back on Master Chief and started believing this guy. So the thing is, it's hard for her to then turn around and believe Master Chief, because if she does so, then that big betrayal she did wasn't for a noble reason. It was because she was a fucking idiot. So at that point, it becomes harder to admit that you're wrong, because if you do this, it's more of a betrayal almost. I did think it was very interesting how, so yeah, Master Chief gets caught, but he tries to get, like, he knows it. He got caught on purpose and he broke out on purpose. So then when we have, God, what's the idiot's name that's manipulating Kai?
Ackerson.
So like Ackerson, thank you. We have Ackerson manipulating Kai, but then at the same time, Master Chief is also, there was a fight between Ackerson and Master Chief, but it was all a fight inside of Kai's mind. To see, because whoever got her on their side, they were the winner.
Master Chief. Everybody want to separate everybody from Master Chief. See, Master, he coming back. He coming home.
Master said,
I'm gonna stay quiet.
See, Kai, she forgot. Master sick, we sick.
Yeah. To your point, it was like the whole storyline made it a little bit more interesting. That it wasn't just like, oh, there, I made a big mistake.
Right?
It's like the emotional, the weight of making that mistake, and you see her deal with that guilt, like not just from like when she's training all by herself, but also how hard she's been on these Spartans that she's training. I kind of want to ask you guys about these Spartans.
Lights.
Yeah, I want to ask you guys about these Spartans, because what makes them Spartans other than their name?
I got this pulled up because I'm like
name only,
hella confused about that too, dog.
They paid $5.99.
What does make them?
They got a
like,
subscription.
Dude, they suck at this whole training program thing. I'm trying to find like good stills of their suits.
Still suits.
I fell right into that one. I apologize.
But they don't have real Spartan armor. It's Spartan armor
Spartan
light.
3. They have Spartan, They're
it's like
paratroopers.
It's like when you get the horny goat weed instead of getting the Viagra. They get the rhino.
Are you saying it'll still work, but it won't be as hard?
Yep.
It's weird because like the Spartans are already
this was
like
a dope scene though. By the way.
Yeah, this was a rad fucking opening. But like it's weird because they're just like the Spartans are also like all Captain America juiced up on top of having these suits. So I don't see the benefit of just like putting a bunch of regular schmegular people in some Iron Man suits that don't fly.
Yeah, man. Like,
right?
It's not.
But they, you know what?
But they do.
People get the science of flying in space wrong as fuck, right?
I assume.
Look, dog.
I don't know.
Alex said, "Look, I don't know, Bath. You talking to the wrong nigga. Don't know what you talking about. I don't know. It just seems like they get the science a little wrong sometimes.
You're always in free fall if you're just in space. So that's it. And technically, you would slow down a very, very, very minuscule amount because there are still atoms and things in space, but like it's atoms that are slowing you down. So basically, however fast you jump, that's how fast you'll go. Mm-hmm. But you'd have to like the amount of atoms to slow you down. Yeah. I mean, you die before then.
Yeah, and you're rammed into the side of that fucking ship. Like that was my point.
To maintain basically
because Spartan
the ship so fucking hard. I was like, oh well, their legs and faces should be broken.
They're Grace Tyson over there. There it
Thanks.
is. There he is.
Yep.
Hey, I just watch For All Mankind and assume that they're telling the truth because they have like all those scientists that work on the show. But shows like this, I just like assume it's gonna be more like Star Wars, just like pew pew pew.
I went down a hole of just watching a bunch of Neil deGrasse Tyson shorts for like a good 3 weeks. It was fun. It also broke my brain.
White Tyson? No.
You ever
White Tyson?
White Tyson?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I like it.
I like it.
Isn't that the guy that's gonna go and fight Jake Paul?
Oh my god.
They're
I hope
showing
he
the hell out of that.
breaks him
Because he's trying to act like he was walking with a walker earlier today.
with a cane. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Jesus
He's gonna kill that dude.
I hope
When
it's
is this
one
gonna
punch.
happen?
I hope it's one punch like the first Hangover. That's it. Boom. Over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. There's one.
He just starts doing Phil's fingers. He just starts singing Phil
He
Collins.
looks like he missed picking his nose.
Bah! Yo, son.
He's gonna fold him into a pizza and eat him. That's gonna be.
Bill, can I get a Mike Tyson impression? Can we get one off on that one?
Do you want like young Mike?
I say go
old
straight
Mike.
from the
Just go,
Hangover.
let's-
Hang on, this is the best part.
I like to do Mike Tyson as an older man, you know. I used to get in trouble all the time, you know. It was crazy. People used to pick on me. But one day somebody fucked with my pigeons and I fucked that nigga up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell yeah.
Dude,
But
if
yeah,
you
this is
haven't
gonna be
watched it,
hilarious.
Young Mike is hard to do. Old Mike is easier for me to do. Young
if
Mike,
you haven't watched
young
it,
Mike hasn't been through no shit yet.
old
I
Mike's
feel like it's
seen
rigged.
all the
It's gonna be
shit.
rigged.
You know what this is a sequel to?
It's definitely gonna be rigged.
The Last White Hope.
The Great White Hype.
The Great White Hype. Yeah, look that up. Look that up. The Great White Hype. That movie
might be great. I can't remember.
It is. I love that
haven't seen it
movie.
in, like,
I love
40
that movie.
years.
Damon Wayans. What's his name?
Samuel Jackson's in it?
No, the white dude. He's
yeah.
a director.
Tom
now.
Arnold.
Peter Berg.
Peter Berg.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, interesting movie.
If-
But
If you haven't heard Tom Segura's
You're about to
Mike
get,
Tyson bits, give him a listen to. They're fucking hilarious.
You're about to get Blake. He's gonna be like, wait, hold on, there. They talk about fighting and shit.
Yeah, he's gonna bust up in this bitch like,
Bust up
hold on, I
in
thought
there,
this was
yeah.
about. I thought this was about Halo.
Yeah.
Goddamn it! I thought
He's gonna be like,
Hollow.
hollow. I thought y'all talking hollow.
Blake, you will definitely be invited to the eventual Great White Hype Does It Hold Up episode.
Oh
that will be
yes,
coming.
it'll be next month. It'll be 2 Saturdays from now.
I've never
but-
seen this. Jesus.
But getting
back to
to Halo.
Get back to Halo. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Let's talk about the McKee storyline a little bit because like she's got this McKee. Oh no, it's Holmesy.
No, that's the
Oh,
wrong one.
No,
lady.
no.
It's homie.
Oh, it's Homie. Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Homie.
pronouncing it wrong. But yeah, she is kind of guiding this Covenant character to the Halo weapon. But she's lost the power. She doesn't have the glow no more.
She lost the glow. Yeah,
And
lost the power of the glow.
And yeah, apparently she can't really interact
She
with
is
the
the
sacred
last
stone or whatever, unless John is also touching it. So I thought that was like sort of interesting with the storyline with Cortana manipulating 2 different sides to get these two to activate the stone. Jeff, what did you think of the Cortana of it all and the McKee relationship?
I like the part where McKee was like, "You think I'm gonna trust you?" And Cortana was just like, "Bitch, you don't have a choice. You're
Bitch,
around
please.
a bunch of aliens. I think that one wants to eat you. You're gonna listen. We both know you're gonna listen. Why are you even playing?" I thought that was great.
Right.
I also
But
thought
I
it was
say go.
hilarious when the one guy that really fucking hates McKee busts in and like gets his laser sword. McKee just holds up her little laser fingernail. She's like, "Are you fucking get the fuck out of here? You dumb shit. Unless you're gonna use that to just and end it quick,
Yeah,
get the
cut
fuck
yourself.
out of here."
Right.
Yeah.
Kill yourself.
What did you think of like the story? Because you're not a fan of McKee, as we've talked about earlier on the show. But
I hate this lady. But actually, you know what? Shout out to her, friend of the show. No, I don't know who she is. What I would say is,
I think it's Allison Hannigan.
so she lost the accent in this episode.
Yeah,
for like 2 seconds. She just like, it was like she was talking to Cortana, and she was just like, "Do you know what they will do to me?" I was like, "Wait a minute, hold on, bitch. What happened to you, little? You was doing all this accent for the goddamn aliens,
and you weren't doing it well."
She's like, "I have talked to the ancient ones." As soon as he walked out, she was like, "Hey man, do you know what the fuck? You know what the fuck we done got ourselves into? This shit is crazy." So yeah, I mean, like, what I liked about this was that they did show some like they showed that she is not all sure or all knowing. The first season, she was like super sure of herself, like all a matter of fact, and we got so much of her with nothing actually happening.
Yeah.
This season, we've barely seen her, but we've seen
been better.
But exactly, but when we have seen her, it's made her performances better, right? Like, not just better because she's not in it, which is what I said in the first couple of episodes, but better because she's not asked to do things that doesn't make sense for her character to even really be doing,
right?
You know, and sometimes for certain actors, it may be hard for them to just block out how stupid it is what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In spite of how good of an actor they are.
Yeah.
But I don't give Dakota Johnson that excuse. So just so y'all know, don't be thinking that I went backwards now.
Fuck you, Adam Webb.
She getting bad. I'm gonna say something about her probably like Tedros every once in a while. Tedros.
Yeah, did they explain how she's alive? Have they explained that?
How who's alive?
McKee, because she got straight shot in the chest.
You know what? They have
it. Didn't she have armor in that episode? Plot armor?
She's like,
yes! I'm sitting there thinking, like, did they mention?
I actually signed up for 2 seasons even before they had another one on.
I'm interested how they're gonna explain that, because like this whole time she's just pretty much seconds from death. Like everyone around her wants to kill her, but
except
they're just
Cortana.
like religious reasons why they're not, or whatever the fuck.
But what did you think about old dude standing up for her even though they was about to kill her?
He's in love. No, I'm just joking. I don't know.
That is gross. I'm trying to find a good that is photo disgusting. Or still of these two, but love. Not
that was really well done, Alex. That was good.
Gotta go touch my baby girl.
Yeah, I think that I do think that was actually a good way of showing how, like, you know, the entire point of the Covenant is, I mean, it's all religion with them. It's like the Orville, their version of the Klingons. It's all a religious community. Like, there's space technology, all that, but it's the religious zealots, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. He doesn't give a fuck about McKee. That's how fervently he believes the message, the religion, all that. Yeah, and so I thought this was a good example of that. Like, none of them like her.
Jeff be saying really nice things. Like, he be saying shit, but he be saying in a really nice way if you can catch it.
Yeah, he's got some sophisticated.
I mean,
he was really just shitting on that shit. He was shitting on it, but then he was like, "But it was good though."
There's movies here, but there's books over there. I can read it. I got a dictionary and a thesaurus. I'm good.
Holy shit!
How many comics you got? A lot.
more of those than regular books, that's for damn sure.
Read Dune.
Just for y'all who don't know, for y'all who are just joining us, I want to say thank you for joining us, and I appreciate y'all. Just go ahead and like, subscribe, but if you don't, it's okay. It is free, so that's weird that you won't. But Jeff, just so you know, has like a trunk in his arm's reach, and he can reach in there, and it's
These are the
bottomless,
ones
and he can just
just
pull up
sitting on my
anything
table.
that we're talking about. All you have to do is talk about it, and then he just pulls it out like as if it was planned, and it wasn't. I can tell you that right now.
What do you guys want to know about? I got on the table today. I got Identity Crisis, Flashpoint, Batman Beyond. Oh, okay.
Well, let's read Flashpoint.
Atomic Robo. Well, but it's Flashpoint Beyond.
Yo,
When Thomas
Ooh.
Wayne comes back and starts murdering motherfuckers in the real
That's
life.
fucking
screw
good.
that.
Shit.
I need somebody to
Atomic Robo.
We got to get back on Superman and Batman. That's what we got to get back on, man. I need them to be redone. Somebody redo that series. That was the best series.
There you go. Batman Beyond. What's up?
That was the best. That was the best series. One of my favorite. That was my favorite series of comics for probably what.
Got Green
6
Lantern,
years,
Green
Yeah, that Jeff
Arrow.
Loeb run was
but anyway,
it was awesome.
Batman Last Night on Earth. That's a good one.
I like the imagery on that one. I haven't read that, but
Sounds
yeah, I
depressing.
love that cover.
Fucked up. It's so good.
But yeah,
yeah.
then later on in the episode, like we mentioned, Cortana breaks through the Oni system, intel to Paraganoskamachi, leading John.
You nailed it. That was perfect.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Leading John to the Keystone, still in UNSC hands. The Covenant detecting.
We're not going to talk
Cortana's
about
trans-
how. We're not going to talk about how what's her name beat the shit out of him.
Oh, we talked about that a little bit earlier.
We didn't talk about it. We just.
We very quickly talked about it.
Well, yeah, we can get into it.
I mean, you didn't feel like that was a.
we can talk about it.
I'm asking you right now. We are talking about it. I'm
What did
asking you, and I'm look. This is a softball. I'm throwing you up. And
Okay,
it's a layup.
I'm ready for it.
Well, I'll leave.
I'm ready for it.
I think to answer Bill's question, no, it was not an important part of the episode. Moving on.
Because I'm just saying, because they did the whole, you better stay down trope.
Yeah.
Stay down.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
How'd you feel about that? Did you feel like that was too much? Did you feel like it played? Did it land okay for you, or was it just like, okay, here we go?
Yeah, it was a nice emotional moment, but yeah, again, it was very tropey. You kind of know where it's gonna go as soon as it starts. But it was like the music and the way it was shot was like really nice and evocative, like right where she like puts on the helmet before she makes the decision to fight him. I thought that was a nice little moment.
So I'm about to whoop your ass. I don't want to get blood on my hair.
Well, I think it was also clearly supposed to be like, all right, she's like turning off her emotions now. She's not human anymore. She's just this robot machine man. I think that was a part of that too. And I think also a part of it was that in the reflection, we see John standing there, no armor. So I think it was supposed to show that she's going back to no, I'm just a soldier. I'm not going to act on emotions at all. Whereas he's sitting there and he's only emotion at that moment,
Yeah.
I think that was the part of it.
She, to everybody's point about Kai being manipulated earlier, like Kai.
Because she's stupid.
Well, they're all stupid. That's the thing. Spartans grew up with nothing as far as education, and they also grew up with, no feelings. So now that they are having feelings for the first time, they are having to explore them as adults in a world where people are, conniving, lying,
years old.
And yeah, so
They're
their
emotionally
brains
3
are
years
like
old and shit.
emotionally children. They's children's. So I could tell how it wasn't until the second watch that I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes more sense, because you can tell that Anchorman is like, what's his name? Addison?
Ackerson?
Anchorman.
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, that dude, he's like when he has moments privately with Kai, it is like him doing like, can you believe that this? Well, how could that have happened? How could Master Chief have survived on Reach without help of the white lady? How could it have happened? How could it have happened? Not asking no other follow-up questions though, like how could he been left with no suit?
Right.
How the fuck did he not be with us? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
How did you know about all this other shit, but then didn't tell me?
Right.
Maybe the answer to your question is because you are a fucking liar. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's the common denominator.
So I still feel like
You
she
suck?
yes, she is dumb, but she has a reason to be dumb. But like, you know, when Master Chief tells her, like, yo, bitch, they fucking your mind up. Like, yo, y'all been boys or girls, y'all been homies since y'all was babies. So why not believe this motherfucker? Like, when has it been a situation where Master Chief was like lying to any of these people? So it was weird that they chose to go in that direction, really, to me. But, you know, whatever. All right, movies.
Yeah, I mean, I think a part of that too, though, was the whole I'm a soldier. It doesn't matter if I think my orders are wrong. I do my orders.
Well, Eminem, I'll have to tell you. Remember, I'm a soldier.
I'm a soldier.
Sometimes you got to ask questions. Soldiers ask questions. We learned that in Foundation.
Officers ask questions.
Sometimes you have to ask questions.
Yeah, like my hero Steve Rogers always says, fuck them niggas.
I was like,
God
I
damn,
just watched
Alex,
Civil
you're
War
doing good
today.
But
That's how
Alex got his
that's
hands
called-
on the director's cut.
We call well, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say we in
Well,
the business
Steve
call it,
Rogers
but I was
used
gonna
to
say I call it a belly flop of a segue. That's what you do.
belly flop.
Yeah, you just when you need to make a segue, a hard segue, you just jump on in that bitch. Face first, stomach first, bam.
But yeah, moving on to the end. Or did you have any more thoughts about that moment, Jeff?
Your thoughts about Alex.
About the moment between Jeff and between Jeff and Kai.
Between Jeff and Blake, the true weather.
Yeah, Blake, we about to go back in. We about to go into Shogun, Blake.
The only thing else, last thing I'll say about that episode is, or that, especially that moment, is I think they were trying to get leave it a little curious. Like, yeah, she beat the shit out of Master Chief, but when she left, was it like, oh, I thought I finished it? Oh no! Like when she left, what did she do that on purpose? Like beat him enough that she's got plausible deniability while still knowing like he's Master Chief. Motherfucker's gonna stand up and go do what he wants.
Yeah, that was a weird kind of moment. Like it feels like I could see it going both ways, but I wish they had like sort of defined it a little bit more. Was like, did you have to hit him that last time if you like weren't trying to if you weren't trying to take him into custody? That looked like it hurt.
Which one thing I was thinking,
that's the advice he gave Nigga Bird is wild.
Take the shield and fuck them niggas.
And then Nigga Bird said he's out of line, but he's right.
Now we all know
Timo's just dancing.
Since you brought this up, let's talk about this last moment of the episode. The Covenant, detecting Cortana's transmissions from McKee and Var's ship, orders Var to execute McKee, but he slaughters their assembly instead, protecting her as she reaches for the captured keystone as John does the same.
With her crazy powerful weapon. Pew.
What happened?
She's like Meg from Family Guy.
Went to the wrong thing.
Oh, you pull out the clip?
Yeah,
that laser nail was just so fucking stupid.
Oh.
Every time I see it on screen, I just like, fuck you.
There it is.
One guy with a gun, done.
What are you doing with that little bitty shit? Yeah, like I did think that this was like a cool way to wrap up the scene, like with all this chaos going on behind McKee and her like reaching toward the stone.
I will say she got a good shock face, like, oh my god, like
she's got a very striking look. Like I could see that
she is a Targaryen. That's why everybody like her. She's Targaryen. Everybody got Targaryenitis. Targaryen withdrawals, you know what I'm saying? Nigga need a
God
Targaryen.
damn it, if she gets a fucking dragon next season, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh shit, that'd be kind of cool. Are there dragons in Halo?
I think they're gonna make them.
Look, if she's on a Warhawk, that counts. I feel like that counts.
I mean, I just see her like they give her like some weird lizard dragon, and like instead of fire, it breathes like the plasma grenade shit. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oof.
It'd be so ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'd be so annoyed, but like, yeah, I kind of want to see it.
I was gonna say, you're not telling me this all sounds amazing. You're kind of
Yeah.
You normies.
But yeah, I thought this was a cool way to wrap up the episode. How did you feel about the ending of this? And you excited
That's
about
the
what's
advice he
happening
gave
next?
Nigga Bird.
What are you guys rating this episode?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't actually looked up what the rating was yet.
I'm gonna give it.
Want to guess on the rating?
I'm gonna give it. It landed with a 7.9 to me, so an 8. It landed with a 7.9. Kind of went down and came back up because we didn't even get to talk about Rich Homie Quan. You know,
Hanging out with homie.
Seeing ghosts,
hanging out.
yeah.
Ghosts.
Seeing ghosts or something. Man, I don't. Yeah, I was gonna bring her up. I was like, I don't know what to say about that shit.
I don't know what's going on.
Like, I just don't know.
She's seeing ghosts. She's seeing that crazy ass old lady who burnt herself up, nigga.
While she's hanging out with
Jude Law.
Jude Law.
Oh yeah, she's hanging with Holmes.
He's draping around. What do you mean?
That was good. That was good. Just Jude Law. We doing some Repo Man shit?
Oh man.
This seems like something that Jude Law would pop up in like the penultimate episode.
on,
It's like,
drunk
I'm
Banthas?
going to be the villain for the 3rd season.
Oh, I thought you meant drunk.
Turns
Banthas.
out he's the motion capture for all the Covenant guys.
Oh yeah, he just does motion capture.
You know, I would not be surprised. You know what, Jude Law's that kind of dude. If he popped up right now, he just walked in here like, I'd be like, oh shit, it's Jude Law.
Hey, what's up, Jude?
What's up, dog?
Hey, Jude.
Hey,
What-
Jude.
What are you doing here? And he'd just be like, it's a cool. I'm doing a role. And he'd be like, I guess he lives
he's
with us now.
He's a receding hair all-star.
Oh man, yeah, we should do a top 5 of that.
Top 5 receding
would-
hairlines in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm down.
Giving it, you're
I
giving it
was
an 8. Oh, right.
Yeah, I gave it an 8. I gave it a 7.9. But what'd you say?
Yeah, I'd say 7. I think yes.
And this is not gonna be helpful at all. I was gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay, so I feel like an 8 is warranted here.
It's a good episode.
And overall 7.7. So
Okay.
you guys
How
are
many votes?
basically on that money. 1,000. 1,000
Okay,
on
yeah.
this one so far.
Yeah, seems fair.
And for this season, it looks like it's ranking pretty well. I mean, the season is pretty incredible with the
I'm
turnaround
guessing
that it's had.
first 2 episodes will be the lowest of the season.
Morgan says 8 is high.
No, it says the first one is pretty high. But Breach is definitely the all-time favorite.
What you give it, Morgan? Shit, y'all tell us what y'all give it. You know, you said 8 is high, but you didn't say what yours is.
Use your words, motherfucker. I don't know if you're a motherfucker. You might just be a regular fucker.
These fucks some
Like, you don't know my life.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy how the turnaround that this season has had. Like, I'm definitely enjoying this one way more than the first. And
Bro.
God bless
Jesus Christ.
God bless Hollywood actually making good decisions and being like, hey, you know what? This is bad. Let's turn this around.
I turned on season 1. So I was like, I should just know the background. I got all the way halfway through episode 7. I was just like, I just can't keep going. It's just no. I'm so close to being done with season 1, and it just drains so much of my happiness.
Just skip to the last episode and get it over with.
Right?
Yeah, just the first and last for the first season. Fill in the details by yourself.
I mean, I don't know if you need the
They
first
do recaps.
episode. They do the recaps.
Yeah,
Morgan said he gives it an even 7.
And he also said, nah, the moms can get it too.
Yeah, mom.
I feel like that's still leaning.
You don't
even if
got to
we
be
didn't count
ashamed about the mom.
Morgan, then it would be 8. Oh yeah, I mean, there's some hot moms out there. Shout out to all moms. It was just International Women's Day. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to it's the first night of Ramadan. Shout out to all y'all too.
Oh shit.
Emma Stone's a mom. She talked about it in her fucking speech.
Yeah,
Shoot,
shout out to all the
it's-
people who was hungry today that is smashing all kinds of food right now and will smash all kinds of food.
First night of Ramadan.
And then you know what's crazy about it? You know how I know America don't like brown people?
The entire history of the nation?
Most Muslims is brown, right? In America.
Yeah.
Right. But Ramadan fall on daylight savings time.
Oh, so it's like they change the time.
They changed the time. But fuck with Muslim. They changed
Yeah,
the
man,
time.
those farmers must have fucking hated Muslims.
Yeah, they hated Muslims. They
I mean,
hated-
back in the day this was created, I would actually say those farmers probably hated Muslims. So, I mean, I was joking at first, but yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yeah, you know, I gotta get these jokes off, man. You know, I'll just sit here with my little
I
notepad
think you mean
and I
these
just check off.
facts.
I check off my jokes when y'all don't laugh, and then I check, and then I just keep it pushing when I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use that later.
But you got any final thoughts on this episode of Halo
Your
before
thoughts,
we move
your
on
thoughts.
to the final subject of the night? You got anything you excited about for this season? We only got 2 episodes
I
left.
don't want to spoil anything for anybody, so if you want to know anything more, just watch the trailer for you know what I'm saying.
Cut that bitch off.
What about you, Jeff?
I'm
Any
gonna
final
just
thoughts?
sometimes just do that without any reason to do.
Yeah.
No, the only other thought I did have was because it wasn't until we got, I think 2 weeks ago, I started watching season 1. And I mean, there's so many things that are so much better in season 2, but also just like, man, Cortana looks way less stupid.
Yeah,
She
they
still
definitely
doesn't look
changed
like
up
a
the
human,
design.
but like she's still uncanny valleying it. But like, I think she's supposed to look the way she does now, as opposed to season 1, where I think someone lost a job.
Well, we actually have proof that everyone lost the job. They got rid of everybody on that show and got new people. Shout out to new people.
Shout out to new people. You guys
And-
are also new.
Yeah, and shout out to all you new people who have helped us get to the 6,000 mark on the subscribers. It's happened in less than 2 weeks. So,
Yes.
y'all just keep actually shit. We had anyway, that's just bragging, right? Look at me, Louis. It's not that. It's not
I mean,
what it's
shout
about.
out to all the people watching right now. There's looks like 20 people are on watching us right now.
Fuck
Absolutely.
yeah.
People watching from Twitter as well. So
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
guys.
if
Yeah, we
you're
started
on
off
Twitter
small.
right now, just know that if you're commenting, we can't see them in the chat just because of how Twitter is. So if you want to be
you'll
chatting,
be able to see them on the chat.
no, I mean I can see them on Twitter, but you can't see them on our chat. So
I feel like we have in the past. I feel like we've seen him in the past. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Twitter. I'm not sure.
it says can't post comments to some destinations. So
Interesting.
Oh.
Anyway,
Well, we appreciate, because this did start out small when we first had the live going, but we're growers, not showers. So I appreciate you guys. We're moving on to the next thing. Appreciate you
little
guys.
upset with how accurately Alex knows things about me.
yeah, you need to close your laptop because Alex must be hacking into your camera.
Spread your cheeks and let your sack.
Watched took a few too many notes while watching Snowden.
Hold on there.
So we're moving
I'm
on.
sorry. I was trying not to laugh at any of that, but it just came out. It came out all
A
at
lot.
one time.
It's a lot.
So Shogun.
So Shogun. Let's talk about what we're talking about. What did you guys think? What are your initial thoughts on episode 3? Tomorrow is Tomorrow from FX's new
Dude,
TV
every
show.
time I see
that's
that,
what
it's
it's called.
weird because I see tomorrow and then I'm like, does it come out tomorrow?
I
No, it came out on Thursdays.
Nah, it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
But yeah, what Bill, what were your initial thoughts on this episode?
My initial thoughts were, man, politics is crazy in Japan, bro. Crazy. Like, how is one supposed to keep up with the customs and traditions?
Right.
And,
There's no newspapers. There's no twatter. Like that's how I get my news.
but also like our Englishman, he's just not doing it for me. The actor,
Same.
Yeah.
he's not doing it for me. Man.
Same.
You know what? I didn't want to not like him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna say I don't like him. Things can
What is
change.
he doing wrong? What do you feel like he's doing
I
wrong?
know he's doing wrong. I just was want to wait to get into that because until we get everybody's
white.
Yeah, we
initial
can get
reaction.
everybody's thoughts
I
on
will
it.
get everybody's initial reaction. But yeah, I just want to touch on that. See, I knew that was good.
Someone tell Blake that we're back on Shogun too.
Yeah, he's supposed to be listening, but yeah, I'm gonna tell him right now.
He's got that shit muted.
We on Shogun.
But he's still watching now, so I appreciate it. Nine, since you're back in the conversation, how did you feel? Like initial thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, like I like the episode. I love the show. But again, like I am more interested in the Japanese like politics than any of the other plot lines, which which is kind of crazy because they're definitely like integrated. I think they're doing a good job of doing that, but like it is, yeah, my dog is not very impressive to me. And exactly what Othelia said. He said this earlier. I think he's chat between Shogun and Dune. It's a great time for white boys who love going to different lands and involving themselves in the political affairs. It's like absolutely, dude. Like
it's hot.
It's
white
the
travel boy
affairs.
summer.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be
All
taking
career.
over now.
How did you know about Jeff's plans to come visit LA?
Yeah, some very Lawrence of Arabia type shit. And the thing is that like it's just that this motherfucker is just lucky, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He's just lucky that
That's how it is for
keeping
Whitey.
him alive.
Look, Whitey is not like doing all Whiteys aren't doing things to try to harm people. Some Whiteys are just lucky. Some Whiteys are very unlucky. Trust me, I've lived in Alabama. I can tell you right now, some unlucky motherfuckers down there.
Speaking of unlucky whites, Jeff, what did you think of this episode?
First off, I would like to start by saying probably your most accurate segue yet. Next, I'm gonna say no. I liked it. I like that they're showing that like what's being rewarded is more cleverness than necessarily like honor's obviously still a big thing. But I mean, look at his brother or cousin or whoever, the dude that likes boiling people alive. The guy's he's following with his honor and everything, but it's like he's upholding the letter of the law, not the spirit when it comes to those things. Like, he does ultimately have Toranaga's back, but when Ishida, I think, is the other lord. When Ishida's guy is like, "Hey, you," all right.
He probably just
I was like, "Come on, it's just gonna be too funny. I gotta do it."
Pulled the white rice out too soon because he might have just pronounced all. He might pronounce all these Japanese names better than any of us on this show.
He sent it to us for this particular reason.
Came in at the right time. I see. All right,
100%. Yep.
All right.
But like, so when Ishida's guy is talking to Toranaga's brother, he's trying to make them think that he's going to be working for Ishida, but he still says like, you do obviously understand I have to keep my word to my lord. I'll help you guys, but like while within the confines of what I can do. I thought it was interesting how they point out honor was a very big thing in feudal Japan. Honor's still a very big thing in Japan, but if they wanted to work around it, they still would. So I liked that part of the episode. I also liked, actually, I'm glad you brought this up. I like how they're showing just how fucking stupid Europe is compared to feudal Japan.
Oh, right. Yeah. You're going to believe it,
right? It's like, oh, man. Right? Some of the fucking things they believe.
Like, what the fuck are you talking
about? Bloodletting, like something they did.
Yeah.
He thought that's how they were going to heal him. Yeah. And it was just
what is this warlock? Is this warlock to bleed me now? Nigga called him a warlock. Like,
yeah, calm down.
But then the other thing is,
I think you read too many fairy tales.
Right. Well, and then I do like how, while the white guy here is like, he is here and he is like leading a lot of the story, but he's not. It's because the camera's following him. It's not because he's actually making big changes. The most changes he's making is he's just clever and finding ways to keep himself alive. So I feel like unlike a lot of white savior stuff, he's along for the ride. He's not the one driving it. You know,
Right, he's not a very active protagonist as much
Yeah.
as he's.
He's not driving the boat though. Several times in the show, he does drive the boat.
Yeah, that's kind of probably the wrong thing to say about the captain. My captain of the
the pilot.
The pilot, yeah.
But Blake, welcome back. How did you
Welcome back.
feel? First of all, Blake hasn't been here for the breakdowns of Shogun so far, so this is episode 3. How have you felt about the first 2 episodes so far, and your initial thoughts on this episode?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of the show already. I knew it was going to be based on the preview, but I was like, oh, like after like the first like 10 minutes, I'm like, bro, let's go all the way to the bank. Let's run. Now I do have a problem, and I don't know if y'all brought this up in any of the episodes. I'm sorry if I hadn't.
We don't talk about you behind your back.
Good, perfect. Even if you did, I didn't tune in. Okay, so this is my biggest problem, and I don't know if the show writers have yet to address it, but it's funny or not funny because I don't laugh. Why do people say that? First of all, like it's funny. Yeah, I think it's funny when, and it's not. They're not laughing.
Right.
It's funny when you stump your toe.
Yeah,
You're the same way that we put. Laughing
You're trying to
on the floor,
blunt.
laughing.
You're like trying to blunt the
I'm just
bad
like,
news.
no.
You're
right.
like,
It's
people
not
like
funny.
this, but they're wrong, and me telling them wrong is gonna make me sound like a dick. So it's funny.
Right. So it's not. This is not funny. This is actually like it's a big problem when the guy's like, "All right, I'm gonna speak Portuguese to him," and they speak English, and I'm like, "Bitch, that ain't Portuguese. That's English." And I know Portuguese. My child's mother is from Brazil, and her family like primarily speak Portuguese. And my little kid, he's gonna be 4 months on the 14th. He knows more Portuguese than they're actually speaking on
how
the
do
show.
you say 4 months in Portuguese?
Bro, I said they speak Portuguese. I ain't say
I guess that's just to stop people from reading too much.
Right, I was
Because,
thinking that. I was
wouldn't
like,
you just be reading
yeah,
the
you're gonna
whole
have the
show?
whole show like subtitled, like, or just say like, hey, we're
Yeah.
gonna speak English. Like,
Yeah.
I think that they know English and we know English, which Portuguese people would have known.
Well,
you would have known
Do
English.
not watch this
Traders
show
would have known
while on
English.
your phone, or else you'll be rewinding.
No.
profusely.
I had the
feel
smart
like I
plan of
do.
trying to cook and watch the show, and like
Yeah,
2
that
minutes in, I
don't
was
go
just
so
like,
well.
Not had. Let me just go put on drunk Banthas or something. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's my only like sort of issue. But like this show in and of itself it's Japan Game of Thrones. Like who doesn't want to watch this?
I said
with
I said that
Japan
last
Game
week.
of Thrones.
I said that last
What's that?
week.
Yeah,
Japan of
I
Thrones?
said the same.
Japan of Thrones. Yeah.
I said that last week. I made sure I was the first one to say. I was like, I'm gonna say this shit first.
Fair enough.
You did. You did.
But yeah, it's definitely got a lot of parallels. Again,
Fair
like
enough.
just with having the matriarchal character just kind of be taken out, and now there's this power vacuum that everybody has to scramble for. And yeah, like and to your point, Blake, about the languages, I'm curious how you guys feel about this, because I thought it was a really cool idea that like it's that everybody's speaking Japanese and they would subtitled, because as much as I like Warrior, they had like a creative way of like having all the American actors just like speak English rather than have everybody speak Chinese. But in this, they are like trying to have their cake and eat it too, because like they have the Japanese actors speaking Japanese, but then like the Portuguese characters,
speak
Yeah, because
English.
in Warrior, even when the white people are hanging out around Chinese people, they don't understand what the Chinese people are saying.
right?
But when the Chinese are speaking to the white people, it's like broken English.
Yeah, and I like that idea.
I like that. So that's what I think that they could have did.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad you brought that up, because to Blake's point, it just don't make no sense the way they're doing it. They could have just did it like that, where it's like, okay, his Portuguese is broken or his English is broken when he,
Right.
you know, like, or their English rather, the Portuguese English is broken when they're saying what they saying. But you know, Portuguese don't get enough representation in the world anyway, right? But you know what?
Besides MMA, no.
Yeah.
Like
They
that's
like
it.
they like got slavery off the ground, and then nobody gave them no love. You know, they got surpassed. You know what I'm saying?
I do
Like
want to say
IBM.
this.
I mean,
They started
Really,
They started
really
this
cool
shit.
point. Really cool point that they brought up and I had to look up because I was looking up the history of like, you know, as my kid was being created or born or what hatched. I don't know if that's I don't know.
I'm just gonna say, if you were looking this up while you were creating the kid, I don't think you were doing it right.
It was while he was, you know,
making the next Shogun.
being hatched.
Right, yes, hatched.
So I had to I was like looked up. I'm like, I'm really curious as to like why Brazil's the only, you know, South American country that doesn't speak Spanish. And they brought up exactly the point, which was the Pope started creating all these lines and was just like, all right, y'all get the Portuguese, instead of y'all fighting with the Spaniards, y'all get this big chunk, and then y'all get this other stuff, and then the rest is ours. And so like that's essential. Like I was like, oh, and so when he brought up the line, he drew the line. It's like the Pope dictated like that this is part of Portugal. I was like, oh my God, how historically accurate that this point was. Like that's a great point. So yeah, that's a little history lesson for everybody out there too. The Pope, it's the Pope's fault that everybody different language.
Glad you brought it up because we did not bring that up last episode. Like we were covering 2 episodes and a whole bunch of other shit. So I'm glad that you did bring that up. Go ahead, Jeff.
I just want to say I'm actually a little annoyed that that Blake brought up that whole not speaking Portuguese thing, because until now I thought I was just doing great at speaking Portuguese. So so thanks for ruining that one for me, motherfucker.
It's like, oh shit, I'm Portuguese.
I mean, I was like, way to go! I got to edit a lot of job resumes. Thanks. Anyway,
you're no longer bilingual. I just want you. I'm sorry.
No, but I will say no. I think. I agree with you. I agree with you that it's a little annoying. I think the reason why they didn't go like, oh, we can all just speak English is because I think they are trying to be historically accurate. Yeah, this is all based off that Shogun book, which the earlier show was based off of as well. But that book was also a story about this Captain White Man. And, so it is based on some true facts, and I think they want to stick with that a bit. I think the reason why, though, they have them speaking English instead of Portuguese is I think they realized they would have had an even bigger drop in viewers if there was no English whatsoever. If the entire show was subtitled, frankly, I think
that's the crazy part because the viewers are amazing for this show.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought there weren't going to be a lot of people watching it.
This is FX's highest rated show since Sons of Anarchy.
Also, great show. Both of them, by the way.
Highest viewership show since Sons of Anarchy.
And FX is also just like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
Oh no, go ahead. I was done.
Just to say that, FX has kind of built up their own brand, like where they have, like we all have faith that they're gonna put out good shit. Like they've made such wonderful shows in the past that we kind of put our faith in them.
They're one of the smarter companies as well, because everybody's trying to do streaming services, right? They have and step away from cable, not just do the streaming service, but also step away from cable. But FX has been like, we're not big enough to have our own streaming service, but we also not small enough to where we're gonna get rid of all these cable. Like, hey, we're gonna have cable and we're gonna put our shit on everybody else's streaming
FX
service,
is owned
and
by
then
Disney.
we'll have people who are, if you have cable, you'll be able to get it on demand. If you don't have cable, you can get YouTube TV or Hulu or whatever, and you can still watch what we got. Like, they make their shit extremely accessible, like overly accessible. If you're thinking about it, how everybody's trying to hold on to their intellectual properties and keep them to themselves and not contract them out like they used to with syndication. Syndication's dead. You know what I'm saying? So people,
which is crazy because syndication used to be how you knew you made it.
Exactly. Well, you get your 100 episodes, and then that's how you actually get real money as an actor, because the shit gets into syndication and you get the royalties.
Residual.
But without that, then actors aren't really making a lot of money. And I'm just saying, like, FX has been doing it the way you're supposed to do it.
Also, I want to shout out Hulu as well. Like, they do a phenomenal job, like you said, I think, of making things accessible. Like, for instance, like one of their best shows was Only Murders in the Building, and now they're showing it on ABC. Like, my mom's like in a text thread with like my family, like being like, "Oh, you should watch the show." I'm like, "Bro, I binged all 3 seasons while I was in the hospital." There's three seasons. Yeah.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, Blake, because we talked about that years ago. I said, what if they're gonna use all these Disney shows? Because Hulu is Disney.
Super smart. Super smart.
What if they use? Because I was like, Alex, why do they do breaks? Why do they do commercial breaks in these TV shows that are streaming? Like they know they're going straight to streaming. Why do they have built-in commercial breaks?
Because
if one day they'll eventually, like years afterwards, like put them out on actual cable.
The immediate reason is so that way, like for like people who
price
don't
tier?
pay, the price tier, like so that way, you know, they're like, well, we have to fill this with ads, so we have to create that space in the immediate. But I think long term, it's a huge smart plan to be like, well, we'll just fill those ads in with whatever's, you know, like of the time going forward, you know, so it covers both bases. I think it's absolutely.
Disney Plus did it with WandaVision, and that was their first show that they put out, and I was like, why are they doing it like that? Like, this is a streaming show. We knew it was going to be a streaming show for 2 years. Like, why did it come out like that? And so anyway, we're just speaking to how like dope FX is. You know what I'm saying? You know, what were you about to say now?
Well, I kind of feel like for the Marvels, before that came out, Disney should have put like Miss Marvel and like WandaVision onto like
on regular
Netflix
TV and shit.
and like got it spread around, so like, or like put out a deal, you know, like, you know, for the next 2 months.
I just want to point out in February. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You just reminded me. Marvels was the top stream movie on Disney Plus last month.
The Marvels.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. It was good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It was not good.
I liked it. It was fun.
I was really just trying to see what Blake was going to say. I mean, but what I said is true, but I was trying to see what Blake was going to say about it.
I'll say this: if I didn't have the thing where I can get movie tickets for $2, I wouldn't have gone to see it in theaters.
Facts.
I would have waited for it to stream, but I would have been fine with that. You know.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good. It's a good streaming.
I ain't gonna just.
It
was a grenade and I threw it.
Yeah.
The reason
the Marvels, Athelius Marvels was dope.
The reason that the Marvels did so well is because it didn't do good in the theaters. So like people are gonna go be like, you know what, we'll go check it out. Like I heard not to go watch it, and then we're like, we'll watch it. It's probably gonna be what happens with Madam Web. Nobody would go watch it. No. And like I'm not saying it'll do number one, but like too many unnecessarily too many people will watch it that don't need to be watching it in the first place.
Actually, I'm glad that you brought that up because I think that Madam Web is gonna be one of those movies that people rewatch and watch a lot. It'll become like a cult classic. But for all of the reasons like that, the Room is like, you know what I'm saying? Like in LA, people get together in LA every year and watch The Room. I think that's what they're gonna do with Madam Web. We're not talking about Madam
Dragon.
Web. We're talking about a show in which we cannot pronounce any of the people's names. Yes. And when I say we, I mean me and Alex. I don't know if y'all can. We definitely cannot.
Yeah,
I agree with you guys. I'm excited for the Madam Web sequel. Yeah,
okay, so we go. Let me just ask some questions because I'm just asking from an ignorant point of view. So at the beginning, old buddy, the dude who boiled the white man up, right?
All right,
I'm gonna call him old buddy. Okay, that's his name to me.
All right.
So old buddy, he is people in the double cross, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seems like he's he's pulling a double cross.
But he's on a that's what I was about to say. He's a double.
All right.
Cross,
his
right?
Name,
because he's his name
Kashigi Yabushige. Kashigi Yabushige.
Okay, but who is he? Which one is he?
He's Tornado's brother.
He's the one who melted
boiled the dude alive.
He boiled the dude alive. Like he's the melty guy.
Yeah. He's the guy that they go to when they need some dark shit done.
He's the one who said in this episode,
when I get to him.
He's the one in this episode who says, "I always keep my promises."
Yeah.
Right there. He's the guy with like the lion mane on the right.
Yeah.
So he's running a double cross, right? So
he was the guy who had the bandits in episode 2.
So he's doing the double cross, right? Like we find out right here in this moment, hey, I'm running a double cross.
Well, you find out before that.
But then in the forest at night when they get attacked, he is getting attacked. Like he's running the double cross, but now the double cross is double crossing, and then he's like killing all these niggas. And then he's just like, well, now I'm running the double cross on the double cross of the double cross. Am I crossed up?
Triple Agent.
Yeah, you crossed up a little bit because there's a political move. Instead of bandits, it was a political move against the lords who were.
Well, I know it was the
right?
Christians. It was the Christians, not bandits. I'm just saying they get attacked it was the Christians who ended up attacking them in the but then they end up fighting each other.
Don't throw us all in there. We weren't all there.
Says the guy related to the Portuguese.
That was a really funny moment.
I maintained that there was good people on both sides.
But so they explained that even earlier in the episode when he's brought to Toranaga. So that's why he writes the will, is because he's like, man, fuck, Toranaga figured out what I was doing. You know, he's gonna have me killed. That's why he wrote the will. That's why he gave up his sword.
Like, this is the best thing I've ever fucking writ.
And so, yeah, exactly. That. So that's the guy.
I was flaming with the pen.
Right.
Boy.
Bomb spaghetti.
But the thing was, Toranaga saw that he's more useful alive. So that's why, and this scene is when Toranaga's like, you want it? Cool. You got it. If that's what you want, I'll give it to you if you come back to work for me. And that's when he decided to double cross.
Yeah, he was like the Carter 3 wasn't worth it for betraying you. Listen, I'm gonna give up the album and I'll come work for you. I'll come sign it. Yeah.
Well, see, because so I'm glad that y'all clearing that up because
Toranaga's a fucking strategist.
Right, he's known to be a trickster, as his daughter-in-law said. You know,
as Kate says, yeah.
Yeah, usually Kate.
That's her Portuguese name, yeah.
Check out our coverage of Monarch.
I'm sorry, of what?
Or don't.
The Monarch. Oh,
there it is.
What was I about to say?
We were talking about Yabushige double crossing.
Yeah, so then he ends up killing everybody. Well, so I don't want to get too crazy. Let me go back. Okay. So speaking of the trickster, he plays a double cross. Not a double cross. He plays what I like to call the okie doke or Kansas City Shuffle.
Ooh, the Kansas City Shuffle. That's what it was.
I like the KCS.
Yes, he pulled a Kansas City Shuffle and he said, "Look in this hand." And then I'll pop you in your head with this hand. Because he said, look, let's get, because this is what got me. His homie and his brother-in-law, I can't remember his name, starts with an H. But he said, he was yelling at his wife, like, yo, hurry your ass up, bitch. Like, goddamn, bitch, what the fuck? What time it is? We told you what time to be outside.
Bonturo.
Bonturo. So look. Dude's yelling at her to come outside, and she was like, "Yo, like calm down. I'm an old lady. Like I'm trying to." He's like, "You shouldn't talk to me like that." He's look, I wouldn't be like this any other day. But so then I was just thinking, like, yo, what's he acting crazy for? Like, what's so special about the day? Like y'all do this all the time. Hide a nigga over here, hide a nigga over there. But this time was different because she was a part of the espionage.
You ever see the cups with the balls? We're doing that just with people.
See, they had a false bottom in that bitch, and she flopped up out the other side. And our Lord, he popped up in that bitch. It was crazy. I liked
really
it.
Like the way that was shot. Yeah, that was really cool.
There's Kate's dad.
Yeah, see, there it is.
They look left.
Whoop, whoop.
You go right.
Look, and you saw how slow she was. Look, that's what I'm talking about. You saw how slow she was moving coming down the stairs, but when it was time to jet, like
on some.
She fucking Naruto runs her way out.
She hit that. Bro, she hit that 40-yard dash with them little sandals.
Well, she literally does a Naruto run. Her fucking hands are behind her back when she's running like that, man.
Othelia's got me cracking up, man.
Othelia's.
Oh, yeah,
that's the magic of the Kansas City Shuffle.
For all of y'all who are just listening, because for the listeners, we got people who are listening on the podcast, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We just saw what's his name's wife? What's his name? Start with a B. What'd you say?
Bonturo.
Bonturo. We just saw Bonturo's wife shuffle off real quick,
Oh,
like she had to
I'm
go to the
sorry.
bathroom.
I'm sorry. Bonturo's wife is Kate.
No, so this dude he
His
starts with an
wife.
H,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Hiramatsu?
Hiramatsu, yeah, Hiramatsu.
Okay.
So
He
yeah,
said, I'm a
Hiramatsu.
tired old woman.
Right. He's like, but look how slow she moving. He talking to her crazy. It's like Fred Sanford. I mean, it's like Red Fox and
Oh yeah,
Dolores.
Yeah. in Harlem Nights.
In Harlem Nights. You know what I'm saying? He's just yelling at each other. Shut your ass up.
There's nothing but a swallow in here. Yeah. Well, then swallow and shut the fuck up.
We had another milestone here, and I just want to shout out to everybody that's watching. We're at 42 people watching right now, it says.
Yeah.
So yeah, and don't be afraid to come over to the Drunk Banthas or Nerds at Night if you want to get the straight in your veins. I got the poll going on Nerds at Night. Just let us know if you are watching the show, if you've been liking it.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of people have been.
If you're watching on Twitter, give us a follow. We'd like to do giveaways. If you're already watching on Drunk Banthas Nerds at Night, you know, we got these here merch.
Hoodies.
Yeah.
Them hoodies.
We got them
Hoodies.
stalls. We got them hoodies. We got what I got on here? A skull cap, beanie,
headphones.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? We got headphones. We got Sharpies. We got compasses.
Yeah. You want a
We out
whiteboard?
at sea. Getting this paper.
We just start selling shit in our own house. You want this DVD?
I'll sign the whiteboard before I send it to you.
So yeah, shout out to everybody.
Nine signs it with a Sharpie.
Yeah,
Shout out to everybody watching now, and shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to everybody.
We're at 46 right now.
Hope we don't lose anything because I just turned on something I didn't want to turn on accident.
Tell me more about it.
But yeah, she was
Just open up Logic.
That was the okie doke is what we
Kansas City Shuffle, okie doke. In Atlanta and Birmingham, we call it running a jug.
And you know, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. The fucking Andrew Lincoln lookalike guy, the British guy who's in this show.
Captain White Boy.
I do not see Andrew Lincoln. He don't have enough chin to be Andrew.
No, when he had the
long hair, and he was getting
that was
all white people look the same, huh? Is that
but yeah, like,
basically,
Steve Rogers with the
basically
beard.
it's Jeff. Basically, it's Jeff. Jeff, get off the show.
It's in Infinity War Captain America over here.
I've secretly been making way more money.
But I do like this scene was one of the scenes where I didn't like, or the scene before this where he's protesting or whatever. He's putting on a show to like to make sure that they don't find Toranaga.
That was the weak moment. That was the weakest moment of this episode, man. This is it.
Yeah, when he storms.
You know what it is? It's that he's like stiff the entire time. It's
I
not
have no idea.
It's that he's like, no, you can't do it.
Well, you're the one who acted it. Jeff, show us how you did it.
Right here.
Like,
even while
I was right there, and I was just like, damn, that girl hot.
Even as
it's like he's wearing underwear that hurt or something. Like,
right? He just got a wedgie the entire time.
Those authentic shoes hurt when he step on the gravel.
Check out this line read
like
right
it's
here.
too authentic. Like, nigga, can I get the Jordans? Can y'all make me a shoe with the Jordans on underneath these or something? I don't know.
Let it play.
Check out this line read.
This is unacceptable.
He also talks too fast.
Boston, that it's vulgar.
Oh my god!
See,
I'm not believing him. I'm just not
why does
believing
it have
him.
to be like
Also,
that though, dog? Like, you know, this nigga don't know what you saying,
right?
Like,
that scene makes.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that, you know what, that actually kind of holds up a little bit.
Man walking like how old black comedians would make fun of white people. Like, seriously.
Well, that's just to point out.
This is
just to point out how accurate old black comedians were.
And oh my god, did I say that we had 40 people watching us before?
It's
we have
63 now.
right now.
Fuck
kind of
yeah.
it's kind of
It's
ridiculous.
jumping up like our subscribers, man. It's fucking
It's
ridiculous.
redonkulous right now. So yeah, again, just go
Yeah, go
over,
over-
leave us some likes.
Go over
and
to
hang
Nerds
out
at Night
with
too,
us.
man. Go over to Nerds at Night. We about to bust over there. Blake been keeping it going. We try to go live, and you know what I'm saying? It's going down.
Stop, proper! Manji wa nani o moshite oru? Boston, that it's vulgar!
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, chill out, nigga.
I did love, and your hair looks like a pony.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right,
I
right.
think that if he
That's
got
when you're
brought
having fun 'cause you know they
down,
don't speak your language.
if they'd have brought him down a little bit, I've seen him in interviews and stuff. You know what I mean? Like the guy doesn't seem like he's a bad actor. You know, he's had moments where he's not saying anything. The moments where he's not saying anything have been the most powerful moments for him as a character. Like not in a bad way. Like it's hard to do that. It's hard to convey emotion. Like Christian Bale basically he alluded to how he would have 4 Oscars if people cared about his acting in Batman. Like, you know, the hardest acting in the world is to do the ones where you just not saying nothing. And in the Batman movies, he wasn't saying nothing. This guy is benefiting from that in certain.
Well, yeah,
Pray to
this
me.
is good.
He's benefiting
Alright,
from that in a way, but like
Funniest
I
thing
think if
Pete
they
Holmes
just
ever did.
brought him down some, like Christian Bale, the reason I'm bringing it up, Christian Bale does this a lot, like where he'll go over the top, but it's like reserved.
Still on
This
bar.
guy is
Still on
going
bar,
into
yeah.
his Nicolas Cage bag instead of going into his Christian
So
Bale
Bill,
bag.
let me ask you a question then. Is that on the actor
No
or
flash
the director?
photography.
Is it on the actor or
Um,
the director? Because the director's the one who's supposed to pull him back.
I'm glad you brought that up because it just brings me back to my previous question when we were talking about the Oscars. It's like I really can't judge that. Like I'd have to get more information, like, you know, get into the streets and get you the information. You know what I'm saying? But like that, like I said, that's for vanity. That's a Vanity Fair question more than it is a Drunk Banthas question, because I don't know what happened on set. Because what if he was being told to bring it up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he gave the,
You never know
the
how many
performance that
takes.
we wanted, the performance that we would prefer, but he was probably saying, "Hey, bring it up crazy," because what's his name? The guy who is on the tricky guy, our Lord.
Yeah.
He is the director. He's the creator. Like he's the one who's the showrunner, director, everything, writer. So I'm thinking maybe he was like, "Yo, white, you're not crazy enough. You're white. You're not crazy enough. We need to
Do you
see
mind
more
if I
crazy
play the
white."
clip?
Play a
Yeah,
clip.
go ahead.
Gotta play the clip. This is
Play the clip.
because I
Play the
mean because it is also a situation where he's trying to cause
To go over the
distraction.
top. Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
It does make sense.
It makes
but-
sense. We don't like it.
You, sir, are a silly little man, and your hair looks like the tail of a pony!
Yeah, like what is this buffoonery? But like a lot of the other times too, I'm just not really feeling his acting so much for this character, to be honest.
You know,
if I'm going to be completely honest.
yeah.
I don't know what y'all want, man. I really don't know what y'all want. Like he just none of that has taken me out. And
Hadn't taken me out.
I appreciate
I'm
sort
in.
of his antic. Like I'll be honest, I wasn't sure. Like when I'm like, man, he kind of whack, but everything else is kind of cool. But the more and more I settled in, I'm like, oh, he has to be kind of whack because everything else is really cool.
And see, and I was gonna get to that. I
Right,
was
well,
kind of gonna
yeah.
touch on that a little bit because not only to the point where everything is so cool, he's gonna be kind of whack, but it's my argument for like the prequel Star Wars movies. It's like you hate Anakin Skywalker, but you're not supposed to like him.
Right.
You're supposed to actually hate everything about him. Like he kills babies. Like you're not supposed to like him. And so like, you know, to a certain degree, that may be what I am feeling. Maybe that's, you know what I'm saying, the emotion that is being invoked.
Oh, pause. You said speaking of killing baby, bro, that was so sad to see the baby boxes today, like on this episode. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that made my heart
one
cry.
baby box.
Where was
One
that
baby
at?
box.
Oh right.
was
Well,
one they
one was the
watched, and
husband,
then-
and what was the one was the little kid.
Well,
I
right?
did not. I
when
missed
the,
why he had to
Blake?
kill himself. I missed why the husband had to
It's
kill
because
himself.
he dishonored himself during that meeting.
Yeah, but
right?
that's
Like-
why they killed the baby. He was
No,
supposed
no,
to.
no,
They were
no.
supposed to be
But
giving the
what
baby
he
up,
said-
but
What
instead
he
of giving
said
him up,
was, what the guy said was, because he not only, I think this one was extra insulting because he pulled his sword on the entire, all
Room.
4 other guys, you know?
Yeah.
So he said, to make up for it, I will end my bloodline.
Yeah.
So it was
When on the
baby
episode was-
and
yeah, but then
him.
he said that
That
wouldn't.
was
He
episode
said that
1.
was
Episode
unnecessary.
1-9.
Oh,
Yeah, but
right.
also he said that it was unnecessary. So all I'm saying is, I didn't feel like it was made clear that he was also going to die. I don't feel like that was
I
made
get-
clear.
I was
Not
surprised.
saying that it wasn't said or insinuated. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it
I
wasn't
got you.
made clear to me.
I was surprised when I saw 2 boxes. I thought one was like, oh, they beheaded the baby.
Oh, damn, that was a big baby.
Yeah, well, they beheaded the head.
Oh,
and the
shit.
thing, but I was just like,
God damn.
yeah,
Big
no,
old baby.
2 boxes. But that hit me. That hit me
It
as
hit-
just
yeah,
having a new
I
kid
bet.
because I'm like, man, like how that's a savage, like the savagery level. It's
Mhm.
I mean, honor just it's like at the end of the day, and we all know it, but like to see it in a show like this is like, bro, honor number 1. Like outside of that, if there it's so
Let me tell you.
it's
Yeah.
so to highlight the point of like when you see somebody like betray somebody, you're like, bro, you know they will kill you and you
Right?
like you
Mhm.
still taking chances. Are you risking it all?
Yeah, no,
Why?
yeah.
What
that's
are
how
you
you know
doing?
it was serious
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Though. That's how you know it was serious because he
Penitentiary
stepped outside
chances
his
are
stuff.
here.
And so that's what I'm saying though. Like, look, fuck that shit, dog. We got to go out like that, then we going out. Like if I know that I pulled
We're
my
going
sword
steady.
on accident. Look,
Yeah.
like if I
I'll
unzip
meet you
my
at the
pants, I'm
library.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, that's what
Fuck it, man. Like we here now. We here now. Y'all gonna kill my whole family anyway. Like fuck it, we going down.
Yeah,
Right.
it's one of the more interesting things, about the show. Like, is though we have these crazy moments where people are getting shot with fire arrows in the forest. There's also like this level of polite society where it's like, oh yes, I will politely, end my bloodline and brutally kill myself and my child. It's like,
Yeah, there
all
is
these-
obviously
all
there
these
is no
things.
real like. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Alex. Historically, this is how historically people performed customs in 1600 Japan. But the fact of the matter is, also historically in 1600 Japan, no one had any honor. No one showed any actual honor. This backdoor fucking betrayal, double cross, triple cross bullshit, waiting and lurking in the fucking. They doing all kind of European shit.
Smiling in
I'm
your
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Alex,
We talked about it on the very
Samurai in the streets.
We talked about it on the Banthas for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it
no,
that
they
there's
can
so
do
many customs that are exact same, so many practices that are the exact same all across the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers ain't never heard of each other. They think motherfuckers look weird when you see another nigga, and they practice the same lords and ladies and empires and world building. It's like the same shit. Ostracizing women, caste systems.
How did you guys feel about this forest fight scene? Because this was pretty.
I thought it
I thought it
showed
was
a
pretty
great.
cool.
there
Like,
was
okay, the
one
women
thing
are.
I really
women are-
loved about it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing I really loved about it. I think I'm about to step on what you were just about to say. The women knew what they were doing, and Captain White Pants looked like a fucking idiot trying to hold that what was it, a Nordinata, so the spear sword. He was just like sitting there like he's trying to poke at a fire, whereas she's sitting there like taking dudes out. He just looked like if there weren't other warriors there, he would have been fucked.
He would have, but like it makes sense because in English, like they would have either like if you're a poor, you would have used an axe, or most of the time you would have used a pike, and so you're used to stabbing it instead of slashing for the most part.
And
so
that's
like
what I
it
liked.
absolutely makes sense to me. Yeah.
Well,
It's
so
like if
I'm
never
saying
mind. Actually,
that's what I liked
appropriate.
though.
Oh,
I liked that
okay.
he didn't just pick it up and come to the rescue.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he picked it up and he just didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no white savior moments. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Except there is a white savior moment at the end of this episode. But what are you gonna do?
What'd
yeah.
you get there?
I did like I thought that was a funny moment where dudes were like, they're fighting each other? Like, what's going on?
No, that's
trying
what,
to
that's
find
what
that
I'm saying.
again.
Like that shit is where it kind of I got lost.
Some fog of war
it's
bullshit.
because some of the people of the Lord Ishida, right? Like the main
yeah.
guy.
Ishida,
some
yeah.
of them
Yeah,
were
that-
traveling with the Toranagas. Like, that's the other-
Right.
right. So they were so as soon as they were like, the one in the front was like, bro, he's with us. Go kill them all. And then it just turned into this melee. And it, tough part for me was like, wait a minute. I needed a second. I'm like, wait, who is who? Wait a minute. Like some of y'all like kind of like
I watched this
similar armor.
twice.
So Delia says this whole forest
saying
fight
they all
became
look
the
alike?
Spider-Man pointing meme. Everyone just fought each other.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
You hold on. Who wants it?
To your point,
These hands are rated E for everybody.
to your point, Blake, that's what got me. What got me? I was like,
that's a good one. That's a
I
good
felt
line.
I felt like I was right where you just explained it to, Blake. Except right when the old dude in that scene, right? I mean, in that clip right there where Nine just had it up, he's like, they fighting each other. I was like, wait a minute, I thought they was with you. I thought that the double crosses was with y'all, but y'all didn't even know that the double crosses was double crossing.
No, I don't think they were. They were informed.
Well, and here's another important part.
Here's another important part: death.
Well, so I don't know which lord that is. I don't think it's Kiyama.
I'm not
Anyway,
going in there. I'm not jumping into
I think
the pool
it's
with you,
I think it's
bro.
Lord Sugiyama. And anyway, the important part is he told them, he's like, kill them all. And they're like,
Right.
but Ishida's guys are down there. And he's like, fucking kill them all. And so the thing is, I think that's going to be important later because Ishida doesn't realize, like he's starting to realize that he doesn't have as much control as he thinks, you know?
And he's not a Christian. He is just, he just bigger.
The old
than
ways. The
everybody.
old ways. He's part of the old ways.
But
Yeah.
also, he's bigger. I don't know if y'all noticed. He's taller than everybody. He's bigger than everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you was the big nigga. Like, that was just all it took. Like, I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you.
You know,
I'm gonna take your shit. And that's just how it's going to be. And that's kind of how he carries himself, too. He carries himself like, I'm going to take your shit. This is how it's going to go. But then, last episode, we did forget. Well, we forgot in this conversation that's what old buddy put him in that situation with to divide everybody from the Christians and him. So this is the first moment where we're actually seeing a physical divide, like a violent divide between the warlords in Japan. So next episode we should be getting some
it's definitely
Bill, what you said about his height is interesting because the leaders of the alien race in Invader Zim are the tallest. And we know how much of a fan Nine is of Invader Zim.
Yeah, I'm just saying that for all y'all who think that big people just was not, that's back in the day. It's just not how I went back in the day. Like, if I'm bigger than you, I will hit you with this I don't know if y'all ever actually held one of those swords that y'all see.
Broadswords.
I don't know if y'all ever held
Katana?
one. Fuckers are huge, you know what I'm saying? And they're heavy.
Oh, you mean like a claymore?
So if you were to actually live back in them times, you have to be a big nigga holding one of them motherfuckers.
Or your shoulders are just like your shoulders and your traps are just like built.
You
just Zimbabwe.
You look like a short. You look like a short Goldberg. You look like a short Bill Goldberg.
And they're talking about. Wait, hold on. Did I say that we were at 60?
No.
We're at 90 people watching right now.
You got bad math.
Fuck yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on with my mind right now. I'm in a tizzy, apparently. We're at 90 people watching right now. Again, we're talking about Shogun. We talk about Oscars. You guys can check the replay on either the Drunk Banthas or Nerds at Night if you're just joining.
And Twitter. Twitter does the replay too. It stays up on Twitter.
That's really cool.
So, Bill, to your point, the Scottish Claymore alone, that fucker was up to 6 pounds and 55 inches long. Can you imagine?
Jesus
not just
Christ.
swinging that thing, but running around a battlefield continuously swinging that?
Man, I pee with that kind of thing. It's crazy.
God, your
Well done.
poor toilet.
He just pees into a hole at this point. That's what it is.
Just a
Straight out the
crater in
wall.
the earth.
His neighbors hate him. You know what I mean? Like,
Go to the pharmacy. I'm here to pick up my prescription pants,
Yeah.
please.
I was trying to think of a joke, a pants joke. I really was.
Oh, sword. Okay.
But
You
yeah,
want to
but
go to the pants
that-
party? Party with the pants?
running the pants.
Pants party.
This
What's the next thing that happens? We get the square off in the sea.
Well,
Where
let me ask you a question before we move on to the square off in the sea. There was very few moments where we got these very subtle moments between Ingles and Kate.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about their
really big
relationship as it's developing right now? Alex, I'll let you go first, and then Blake, I want you to go, and then Nine, and I want you to go, and then Jeff, I want you to close it out.
Real quick before we do that, I should probably clarify. I should stop calling her Kate. Her name is Mariko in this.
Marie, right?
Well,
she Kate.
She Kate, dog.
I thought so too, but I just wanted to if you guys want to use this.
Listen, Jeff. Tedros is Tedros.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm taking it back.
I don't like it just because of we've seen a lot of movies and shows like this. Even in Warrior, I didn't like it that much. Where it's just like, okay, now he's gonna fall for the white girl. Now she's gonna fall in love with this white dude. And it was the writings were in the wall as soon as her husband got killed. I was like, okay, it's fine.
I don't. Do you think he died? Because nobody, no death.
Oh yeah.
Nobody, no
I
death.
didn't even know you were wearing a Drunk Banthas shirt, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
What's up?
Look at that! Look
The
at
real
that!
show is behind the curtain.
All right.
But yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of of how it's.
By the way,
I know
we
where
just
it's gonna
got blocked
go.
again, Blake. Just
I know.
let
I saw.
Motherfucker, Nine. I thought you meant the
That's how
live.
many.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I thought you
not
meant the
live.
live, man.
No.
That actually
I was
happened.
like,
last
again,
how
we
night.
were
many
so good
fucking-
today.
That's how many emails I get because of Blake's
Ah,
ongoings. Okay, but go ahead.
But yeah, Alex, go ahead. You
I
were
mean,
talking
that's
about-
pretty much it. Yeah, I see the trope coming a mile away, and it's not my favorite part of the show.
Blake, how do you feel about how
I
their
don't know.
relationship?
I don't know why y'all don't like interracial relations. Like this
Yeah.
show.
They racist. Well, we know Alex
What are
hates
we
women.
talking about?
Yes.
First of all, yeah, I don't know, man. It seems normal-ish. It just seems like the thing. I'm like, as soon as they show her, I'm like, oh, she's the main girl. Then they're showing the English dude, and he's the main guy. And then it's like she's married, and I'm like, oh, this is like a feudal rom-com. There's a guy in the middle. How do you get to love at the end? There's gonna be some misadventure. It's just a feudal rom-com. That's great. I'm happy for him. Let's see how it goes, Cotton. Right? Let's bold strategy. Let's see how it pays off.
Will they or won't they?
My
I think
favorite-
it's
my
interesting
favorite
that the
Jason
white guy.
Bateman performance.
I think it's interesting how the white guy is the juicy exotic.
Right? Yeah,
He's the honey pie.
That's the way Terry feels when he goes to Japan. I'm sure. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Ooh, I'm the juicy exotic." So
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
why he
like-
keeps going back.
They be asking what's his name, Blackstone or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
That is true.
They be asking him, what color are your nipples? Are your nipples the same color as my nipples?
Othelius, I will agree with you for the vast majority, but as a good breakaway from that, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The show.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Nine, how do you feel about this, developing relationship? I mean, and I'm not even talking about sexual, you know what I'm saying? You had a good point there, Blake, but I'm not
just,
necessarily talking about sexual, but how do you feel about their relationship?
Well, I just feel great because we just hit 100 people watching right now. That's pretty
Woo, woo,
crazy.
Drunk
Probably
Banthas
a
podcast
record
over here,
for
Nerds
this
at Night.
podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, probably a record here. And when I'm just all political things across all time spans across in interracial relationships, I just kind of look at her and I think it should have been me. I'm pretty sure it should have been me, motherfucker.
I can get behind that.
No, I can get behind it. You'll be lucky to watch. No,
I already got behind that.
No, seriously, no.
2003 was a crazy. 2002 was a crazy year.
2002. Whoa. Okay, wow. You said post 9/11 vibes. Now, all I can really think about for this is, it just feels kind of stiff or just kind of like on the nose, I guess. And I'm not really, I'm not that on board with it. Again, I'm more into the politics of the show than the personal relationships that are going on between these two. So it's something. It's all
interesting
right.
that y'all have gone that direction, because I don't know. I haven't gotten that like a relationship is brooding, like a loving relationship. I've been feeling like it's a relationship in the sense like she's a Christian who's fallen for these Christian morals, Christian ideas, and this gentleman who's showing up who is a Catholic who really is a Christian, right? And so, and he believes in the same similar things, but not the same. And
no, he's not. They're more Catholic.
He is Catholic.
He's Protestant. He's Protestant.
Right, no, Protestant. Excuse me, but they're still they're both.
Yeah,
Christian.
He's not.
So
He's
they
not
both believe in
Catholic.
Christ.
He hates Catholics.
So what?
Yeah.
No, y'all. That neither one of those things they really have anything to do with. I'm glad you clarified, but they really don't. That doesn't matter to the point. What I'm making is she is caught up in between two factions that she didn't even know existed 10 years ago, and I don't see their relationship as like a sexual or a romantic one that's developing, as much as I see it as a political / religious
Makes it a little bit more weird that way too for me.
I gotta disagree with you, Bill. I feel like this is absolutely revving towards the romantic side.
Yeah, when they kiss, I'm gonna be like, Bill, I told you.
Right. And so here's the thing. I will be more. So I'm glad Othelius brought that up, because I was going to say, like, I mean, it's my least favorite part of the damn movie. I mean, like, not only is he getting with the girl, he is getting with the girl whose husband he murdered. But I mean, come on. Right? Yeah.
Good movie.
And then she's like, here, wear his clothes. Anyway, but yeah, I do actually love that fucking movie. That being said, I am more okay with it in this show. It's still a trope. I'm still like, oh God, it's about to happen. But I feel like I'm more okay with it because I think it might have actually happened in real life. I think this is actually like a historical, like these were real people. So if in reality
based
that
on
came
real
to be,
people, yeah.
Well, from my understanding, he did take on a Japanese wife, but like I don't think it was like
the reason I don't think it's going that direction is because we've had that happen in a few other.
Because Anna's gonna date Nite.
We've had that in a few other television shows where this is what is the source material, and then they change it because you already know the source material, and this is 2024. Like we go, what I'm saying, 2023 it was, what I'm saying, like where other shows, but like we're in a modern time where we're exploring different, ways. And also everything we know about what happened in real life was written down by Europeans who actually ended up taking over shit. So that's not literally, it's not necessarily like historically, it's not historically accurate. And so I don't know. I'm just saying, so maybe he does.
So make me point the sign, Jeff.
And also, I just want to get because I want to get into.
So glad I did that.
I want to get into my conspiracy theory bag.
Okay.
Now wait.
I was gonna say that music better be starting.
Looks like a little more.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
There it is. There it is.
Okay, so check it out. I don't think that her husband is dead.
I don't either.
Because in television, the main rule is no body, no death.
Right.
And they play the dramatic music, like the heroic dramatic music, as he disappeared behind a wall and fighting off hundreds of fishermen. And that's what I was about to say. He's a samurai fighting fishermen. He killing everybody. I was like, why didn't you stay on the dock so you can keep the little Thermopylae thing going? 300. But no, he
Good
didn't need that.
reference.
He didn't need that. He was like, fuck that. I'm gonna go get it in. I don't need no Thermopylae for these fishermen. Y'all didn't bring no warriors.
Well,
Y'all brought 400 fishermen.
so Blake, I think you had something, but then I got a point after that.
Yeah, I was gonna say again, back to the rom-com trope. Like the guy goes off, and then the two characters get together, and then he comes back, and then it's like, oh my god, it's a love triangle, bro. It's a rom-com.
Right.
Although I told you it's a feudal rom-com.
You saying
what are we talking about?
We're gonna see some white on Japanese crime soon between those two. They're gonna have to fight. They're
And
gonna
on
have to fight.
top of that,
They're gonna have
on
to fight.
top of that, they set it up really well earlier, if you remember. When he's making the scene and getting ready to leave, Banthas doesn't know that he's doing it, to cover for Toranaga. And you see Banthas talking to someone. He's like, really? This is the guy we're risking our fucking lives for? Really?
Lives for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so that might be showing, some discord in his face and Toranaga and everything. So maybe he ends up going over to Ishida's side and working for Kate's dad.
Othelius, I will say this. We got the documents prove that there will be a love triangle. And we all know what's going to happen.
Well, isn't that kind of funny? Because we're referencing Andrew Lincoln, but that's kind of like literally what happens in The Walking Dead. Is like when
Right?
you think that Rick is dead, and then he comes back, and it's like all of a sudden
Then the Punisher starts fucking his wife.
Yeah, his daughter's not.
Hold on. So wait a minute. Are y'all? Let me ask this then. Are y'all predicting cheek slapping? Is that what?
Oh yeah.
Because so far has been no cheek.
It's that
This
fast.
is war in Japan at this moment.
Bro,
No cheek slapping happening.
they know that if someone were
Mm-hmm.
if he were to pillow someone, that helps heal him. Duh.
Look, I'm just saying. Look,
They're going blue
Alex,
eyed
do you feel like
samurai.
we're gonna see some cheek slapping?
Episode 8.
I do feel like we're gonna see some cheeks. And Ophelia says, "Oh Lord, not the love triangle, please no." Sometimes it works well. Like we just saw Blue Eye Samurai, and they did it pretty good. And I think that this show could do. They don't it doesn't go full all in. I don't think there's
like
implications that they all.
They have a montage of them going through the country and slapping different cheeks.
Oh, not necessarily talking about. I'm just talking about like the three main characters.
That's how you do a mantra, by the way.
Like,
Or a mantra. That's how you do.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
With Blue
bro.
like,
Jesus.
dude, like the guy she may like, and then also revenge is her. He's in love with revenge. Yeah,
that complicated thought of I
know
want
what?
to kill you, but I also want to have.
You know what?
We've all
Terrible.
been there.
That was a terrible comp. I'm glad that you finished your statement because that was terrible. If that's what we're talking about, love between me and Blake are talking about romance. God damn it, we talking about.
I'm talking about fucking.
You can't fuck your enemies. Like we're not talking about being in love with killing. We talking about cheeks slapping, passionate, hot relations.
I know we shouldn't reference him, but in the words of R. Kelly, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
The bump and the grind, sweet hot relations. That's what I'm talking about. I want to see sweet, sweaty, hot, percolating.
I don't know who you're doing right now.
Nutty Professor, the grandma.
And he was on the Nutty Professor episode.
I
I
wasn't.
No,
I was.
Oh, you were. Oh.
You had to help him out.
You don't even know. You don't even know.
Hot, moist relations,
Yeah, they about to have relations. A long story
short.
They
about to have relations. This white man make me moist. He make me moist.
But how does this episode after his last stand, his battle of Thermopylae? Oh yeah, the pilot gets to do something.
Mm-hmm. He pilots.
On a swim.
He gets the pilot.
Yeah.
No, before that,
white savior moment.
Well, I'd say the white savior moment was more because that was just him saving himself when he's actually piloting. Well, I'd say the white savior moment was when he saw and noticed the night fisherman. Because if he hadn't noticed that and called it out, they would have all been fucked. Not the same way. Not the same way he's gonna fuck Kate.
Only reason I was saying it was like a white savior moment because everybody who what they kind of gloss over is everybody who was gonna have to stay with Angie.
Angie.
Yeah. Anybody who's gonna have to stay with
Pirate.
Whitey. Everybody who's gonna have to stay with Whitey or Pirate Whitey Pirate was gonna die. They were all going to die. Like everybody who is coming to this harbor in the next 30 to 45 minutes is going to kill everybody here because they all have betrayed. They've all.
Wait. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Because wait. Because
they're there to. Everyone's there to kill. Everybody on Osaka is trying to kill the white guy. That's what we know right there. So if they stay behind, everyone who's with the white guy is going to die as well because they own that side. That's just how they operate. I don't so far.
Again, I don't know if that's true because I think that they would have just taken the white guy. Because the guys that were piloting the actual crew of the ship, they didn't know what the fuck was going on. It's not like they could understand him.
They wasn't Asians. They was Portuguese.
No.
I just want to point out
you're talking about the black ship. I was talking about the ship that the Anju was piloting. Okay.
So I'm saying, he was piloting that one, but everybody would have died on that one. Once the black ship takes off, everybody there was basically sacrificing themselves.
Yeah.
Like we're prepared to die so that he can go. Because that's why they had to lead the guns and all that stuff. Like, we're prepared to die so that he can go on and survive and carry on the lineage and, all that shit.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they was going to do shit either. It's weird that they were just like...
we just get to die now.
Like, the white dude has to tell them to start paddling. It's like, y'all don't want to, like, try to survive this? Y'all don't want to come up with a plan?
They're like, no, we just... Alex, but they don't. Like, their culture was just to stab yourself in the stomach. Well, look like this is the end for me. I'm not even going to wait for the next 5 minutes.
Odelia says the hairline on this priest is crazy.
Crazy holy. Duh.
Crazy. Yeah. Odelia, can you do a little experiment for us? Can you actually go to the Twitter and try to leave a comment? I'm just curious. Just go ahead and see if you can do that, please. I would just love to know.
Okay, the white dude does save.
Jesus Christ, there's a lot of people on Twitter.
The white dude does end up piloting the boat, and the mayor from The Dark Knight decides he's going to let him pass, which I thought was a cute little moment. It seems like he's like, it's a cute moment where they're boating next to each other, just yelling profanities. He's like, I like that ball,
right?
No, yeah, let's talk about Rodriguez.
I still can't even see him as the mayor from he just looks so different.
Oh yeah.
There's two people I want.
That's a good fucking actor.
Two people I want to talk about. The captain of this ship, the black ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Rodriguez, we talked about a little bit last week. I want to see what Blake thinks about Rodriguez. He's my MVP of the show so far, but I am very upset by the dude from Stargate universe fucking playing a Portuguese dude. I need to see some papers. I need to see some papers, Alex, because he is white. He is so white you spell it with a V. I mean, you pronounce it with a V. He's so white.
Translucent.
You say white. You said white. That's how white he is. Okay, so I'm just saying, and his Portuguese accent is off the chain. Like, is it Portuguese? Is it Spanish? Is it Guatemalan? I don't know what the fuck this nigga is saying. Like, as our resident Latino, I just want to ask, how do you feel about? And he also has a Portuguese child. So I just want to get right from the source. How do you feel about these two characters?
Yeah. So the one dude, right? Rodriguez, right? I remembered him. Either it's was it Spin
Portuguese.
City or News Radio? One of those two.
Ooh,
Spin
man,
City.
he went way back. We just know him from Batman.
Yeah. No, I
was the mayor.
I see him here and there, but it was either Spin City or News Radio. One of the two.
Spin City.
Okay. And I was like, dude, he was hilarious in that. And then also too, he was in Smoking Aces. So he was really good.
God damn, he was in Smoking Aces. Oh wait,
everybody
was
was
the dude with the tattoos.
No, he was the dude who like took over as a security guy. Like he was
the assassin guy.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, not
also
little shank in his hand.
Also is of Cuban and Spanish descent.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He
Right,
fit. So
yeah,
go
he
ahead.
comes
Yeah,
fine,
go ahead.
honestly.
Like,
fits the mold. As soon as I saw him, I like him. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with everything that they have as far as characters go. Like, if you wouldn't have told me that one dude was a white dude from Stargate, I'd have been like, yeah, he might be of the people. I don't know. I don't really know. But so the casting is done phenomenally, and I'm the fan of all the characters so far, and I just really hope that they're not doing anything else to ruin it, because everything feels very, it takes me into the world, and I'm all again, except for the fact that their Portuguese sounds a lot like English. I'm a little sus about that, but besides that,
Just
like,
based on my biggest accomplishments.
well,
Thanks,
I
Mike.
think maybe they did that just because this dude has a terrible Portuguese accent. I just feel like that's what they did it for. Because he talks, the way he talks just like this.
no, he reminds me
in real life. I'm talking about in real life.
Oh yeah. He talks normal.
On this show, he talks like this.
Sometimes
I might be doing way better than he's doing. Right now.
Sometimes those things do happen. I remember being in a play in college, and my character was supposed to be French, and then like a week before we opened, he was like, "Your character's not French anymore. Like you can't do this accent." Let's just drop it.
We really want to add some depth to the character, so we're thinking now French. But he has lived in America since he was 2.
right.
Go with that.
This dude's accent, as soon as I heard it, reminded me, if they're like, you're Portuguese, but what we want you to do is watch a whole bunch of Antonio Banderas movies and sort of see what you can glean from that.
There's a new
like that episode
Antonio.
of Friends where Joey's southern accent just keeps coming out Jamaican. What are you talking about? The sun will rise again, man.
The long part is like you didn't even have to
I forgot what I was going to say. But
speaking of white shit.
it's funny. I'll bring it up later. I'll remember.
But yeah, that was my thought.
But
About
I guess should we?
Nobody else have a thought because y'all are
well,
Latino.
you'll talk about this just because our Twitter community is still growing. Athelia says, "Nah, can't comment on the Twitter live."
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell everybody. Like, yo, bring it
I'm
over
just
here
saying,
if you have something
if you guys want something to
If you have
say,
something
we
stupid.
are live. You can just go to the Drunk Banthas, the profile, and then click right on the YouTube channel. Will bring you right to there. Unless you guys just don't have YouTube accounts, I have no idea.
Some people don't. Some people don't. Some people are rebels out
Yeah,
there and don't want to
yeah.
have a YouTube account because they rebels.
Yes, but shit.
They fight the power, man.
Athelia says, I could pull off English. Wagwan. I've got Ishido moving fam. Trying to kill us off in it, bruv.
He's got a good southern accent.
it,
bruv.
He's got a great southern accent.
It's really good.
Wagwan.
That was really well done, man.
So that was Portuguese. No, that was Portuguese. All right. Very nice.
Let's talk about the last scene in the episode real quick because I
Aw.
thought it was
The
kinda
panty
cute.
scene?
Yeah, we get.
I'm hot. Hey, I'm hot for all this.
Yes, speaking
Man,
of juicy
Japanese
exotics.
underwear. Ooh,
Ooh.
my.
I'm not gonna lie. I looked
This
real
is
good
how
in that scene.
everybody's looking right now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, actually, I wasn't talking about Whitey's underwear. I was talking about what's his name.
Oh yeah.
That nigga he took off his clothes. He
Or
had more
Naga
clothes on.
and his
Yeah.
like
He had more clothes than he had
Right?
on before he took them off.
and his old timey swimsuit with like the
Yeah.
stripes and like that one hat with the full brim.
Yeah, he looked like Bugs Bunny jumping into the
Yeah, right. So actually, there's something before this part.
Okay,
There's something important before that.
Lay it on us.
And when he's talking, all right, literally right there. Play it from right there.
暗人もこれより家臣としてわしに仕えるのであるからいつまでも万人扱いするわけにもいくまい
All right, and
But
it's
yeah,
this
you
next
give him the
line.
honor.
旗本に
So the thing is, that's a
gave him a name?
crazy honor. I looked it up. Well, but the thing is, the name that he gave him, I
Yeah,
looked
what's
it
the
up.
name he gave
It's
him?
an actual historical term. It translates to guardian of the flag, and what it means is he's an upper vassal. in to the samurai.
Wait, hold
world.
on.
So like,
what you just call me a what?
You upper
Oh,
vassal.
you fucking heard me. You
up my
fucking
what?
heard me.
I'm gonna start calling
You
people
fucking heard me,
upper
bruv.
asshole.
In it. So the thing is, he's basically he made him immediately like an officer who's like a step under a general. So like the thing is, like he immediately gave him a really fucking
He
high
has a
honor. there.
title. So not only has he given this nigga 2 baths, but he is now giving him a title. This motherfucker done
2 in
got
a week. You want him to get sick? God.
He has literally had the best life of any European ever in life. Like in 4-5 days,
And he's about to
he
get
done have
paid.
because look, he literally told his crew, "We smell like shit," but then took a bath and didn't want to take another one. But then also they doing bloodletting over there.
Right. Like,
Right, he getting real doctor attention. It's like a motherfucker who live in the South and just get Obamacare all of a sudden. It's like, oh shit, I ain't been to the doctor in 42 years. But now I got health care. I don't want it to go. I don't want to lose my health
Out
care.
of the darkness.
Out of the darkness. Yeah, you done came into the 21st century or some
He's
shit.
been
You know what I'm
putting
saying?
potato skins
But-
under his socks while he's sleeping and shit.
Yeah. This motherfucker
Drains all the toxins.
he sleeps with frankincense and myrrh under his pillow and shit. But
Just
yeah,
vapor rub
but
on
then
everything.
He done went from that now
Robotism.
to being basically a lord.
Yeah.
He has moved higher in status in Japan than he ever could have hoped to move by living in London.
Hatomato.
That's why everyone looks so surprised when he's announced
right.
Hatamoto. You know,
That's how I be,
He's like-
Othelius. You know how I be when you. That's how black women look at you when you got a white girl with you. You know what I'm saying?
which I
That's
I
how.
did
That's
think
how.
was
That's how I be.
interesting.
She's looking at him
That's
like,
it
yeah, he's hot. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Marco.
Oh,
He's hot.
旗本
Which I did think it was interesting that like they didn't explain like,
Oh.
you know, that's a big deal.
Yo,
And
you
then we
felt the
got it.
gravity of the situation for sure, right?
Are you saying that's why he got naked right afterwards? He's like, oh yeah, you're gonna give me that. I got you. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
No, he did all this stuff because of what Rodriguez told him in the first 2 episodes. Like, look, if you being summoned by him, if he asked me to touch his cock, I probably would because he's a pretty fucking powerful dude. Like,
Well, so this scene's interesting because the entire point of it is he's like, you know, it was to teach Toranaga how to do it. So it's one of those things where like we were just talking about, like, how does this fucking idiot not know like baths and stitches?
But he knows how to
You know,
swim and shit.
so like he's learning from them. Well, but that's the thing. But Toranaga, while he knows how to swim, he doesn't know how to dive. So it's just one of those things where it's like, look at the different things that they're teaching each. It's so interesting the parts that each culture just doesn't fucking know, you know?
I don't know, but see, I don't know if he doesn't know how to dive because he didn't learn nothing watching this nigga jump in 100,000 times. Like, you could go outside right now and throw a football 1,500 times in front of someone who has never thrown one, and they can watch you. But then if they throw it the first time they throw it, it's not gonna come up off that looking like how you threw it.
Toranaga's just
So I just feel like Toranaga's just doing that weird shit where, you know, it's like, I'm gonna do a power play. I'm gonna see what this dude will take. Like, what is he? Is he really Haratatsu or whatever he called him? Haramatsu?
Hot tomato.
Hatamoto.
Right. Red hot. I put
Hot
that shit on
tomato.
everything. I put that shit on everything. Look.
Hot
yeah,
tamale.
Hot tomato. He's you know, he's like trying to see if he can really earn that. Has he really earned that? Like, do you really ride for the cause? Because I would say probably anyone who was a little bit more ignorant than him outside of that little space might get frustrated and just be like, yo, fuck, what the fuck, man? You jump in the water. I'm jumping in the water.
That or he was playing that swim to shore the entire time. He's like, motherfucker, I'm gonna make sure I win.
No, and you know what? I thought that too. I was like, I think, were we watching it together? No, me and Sarah watched it. I was like, yo, I think he just did all that because he wants to win now. He's a cheater. He's a whole ass cheater.
Yeah, I did think that this was like sort of a cute, sweet scene. It felt like the scene in Step Brothers where Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly are doing karate in the basement. Like I'm just like, oh, they're becoming friends. They're learning from each other.
They're basically bros now. So.
Look at how fucking perfect he dived into the water.
It was immaculate.
Like he knew how to dive already.
I don't know. I like the first time I actually did that same exact thing. Is how I learned how to swim is just by watching people.
Just watching white people?
Watching. I mean, to be fair, yeah. To be fair. Young Hoss
joking.
just found this channel is Halo Season 2 worth checking out.
Yes. Let me just tell you, Young Hoss, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. We hated Season 1, and Season 2 is off the chain. It's slapping cheeks.
It's pretty rad.
I don't know if you was ready for
Bill,
all that. But
I think
that's how this podcast goes. Slapping cheeks, baby.
I think a good description is, why did you guys want to watch season 2? What was your hope with it?
Oh yeah, we were hoping to be able to talk shit about it, like we talk shit about The Idol on 900 Yards, but they didn't have it. It was good. It's a good show.
Unfortunately, it's a good show, so we'll keep watching it.
We'll do what we do.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Look at the way she's just looking at him just swim, just like, oh yeah. That's the part I'm just like rolling my eyes at. I'm just like, okay.
Well, they give away their women over here in this. You know, like the dude who's the triple cross. Somebody gave their girl to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was in the village visiting.
Well, pay your fucking bills.
So there you go. So that's what I'm saying. Like she probably looking like, hey, I wouldn't mind having to, do a couple of sloppy toppies. You know what I'm saying? Bumping.
I'll have a mournful tryst with this young white man.
You know what I'm saying? I like shaking the covers.
Well, actually, that's an interesting point. Earlier in the episode, they mentioned, she said something like cloud and rain.
Yeah, that's
about
crazy,
bumping,
sexy talking right there.
That refers to a hooker.
Let's make it drip
specifically.
Well, now that she's
cloud and rain is a Chinese euphemism for sex.
Well,
the bringer of clouds and rain is a lady of the night, a prostitute.
Huh.
Well, that's Chinese, to be fair.
Make it wet.
To be fair. So maybe in Japanese it's just like a regular. Maybe it's just a racist thing.
It's not a hooker. It's just a slut.
Well, no, in China, maybe they just like are haters. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're like more conservative. So they're like, oh, it's a whore. But in like Japan, they just like, no, I just need to get my dick sucked. And she came through. Like that's all that happened. She's not. I didn't pay her. Like
for Shogun. For Shogun, I'm seeing, I put out a poll saying, have you been watching / liking Shogun? It's overwhelmingly positive. Yes. Yeah. So it looks like there's everybody that's been liking this show.
Yeah, this is the most Asians on TV since what is it? Off the Boat or some shit. Like
everybody's watching this show just like she's looking at it right now.
Seriously?
That's right. Off the Boat, starring John Krasinski. Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. You got it.
Academy Award winning actress Emma Stone is going to be making an appearance this next episode. I'm pretty sure.
That's just 2012. That was just not that long.
We'll never forget.
Never forget, people. Never forget. Don't let this Oscar make you forget the problems that Hollywood has had.
They fucked us. They fucked us in the past.
You sound like you're about to go on a Sinbad rant. But before we get out of here, do we want to rate this episode? Do we want to talk about how?
I saw the rating already. So
cheater.
Let's.
I was looking at the trivia. They got good trivia on these episodes.
Well, you want to throw some trivia at us while he's looking it up? Yeah, give us some Trav.
Well, cloud and rain, hookers.
Hookers,
You know,
prostitutes.
I was like, I felt like you're
Since
dropping
when do we care about whores?
the wives of samurai were trained to protect the home and village when the samurai warriors were away at battle, which explains why Kate was able to hold her own with, you know, in that sense. Which, by the way, that weapon that they were using was actually the naginata, not the Noriyama.
Oh, Noriyama is that place I got them.
I was thinking that
cups.
the whole time, and I was like, I hope he points this out because
it's embarrassing. You don't need to embarrass him. He can correct himself. But I got one of them Iriguans at the goddamn grocery store the other day. You know what I'm saying? What was it called again?
Damn.
Naginata, Noriyama.
Yeah, Noriyama. See, I had got a Noriyama the other day. I got one. It's in there. It's too big for me to bring out here.
I heard they're pretty good.
I got it at Erewhon.
Yeah, like
sorry, that's an LA joke. Sorry.
I would probably give this a 7.5 because I did really like the story elements, but you know, just brings it down a little bit for like the things I said about like, you know, the
what
white
does
guy.
the show come on?
His character's name.
The next episode's out right. The next episode's out right now.
Yeah, it comes on Tuesdays.
Like I almost just.
I thought it was
it comes. So it comes. I think it aired on Thursday. The first
I'm telling
one,
you.
and then the second one. Like this one came out on Tuesday. This one comes out on Tuesday as well. But what I was about to say is when we started this episode, it wasn't out yet.
And so it comes out on Monday nights then?
Right.
No, it comes out at midnight on
it's gonna be
all of the streaming.
Like we already got a bunch of ratings on this next episode.
Yeah. So
because it's a streaming.
So
like I said,
we were talking
about, you know, at the first 2 hours, FX does a really good job of getting this accessible to everybody. You know what I mean? So this one goes on just like Halo. Halo premieres on Thursday, but you can watch it Wednesday at midnight. You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of like what a movie premiere now these days. You can go to the movie Thursday and watch it at 11 o'clock.
Right.
If you feel like walking out of the shit at 1:30, you know what I'm saying? So it's a similar situation. That's what Alex does, by the way. I'm not just
I did that for Dune opening night, and I did it for Dune like last week.
And he did it for Oppenheimer and Barbie. and he just does it.
Wait.
So he just
I used to do that. Nine, did you just on Twitter?
Yeah, I just tried, and I said thanks for watching. Just tried to put that on there.
I mean, you're welcome.
That's crazy. I mean, maybe it's just some people can't. I don't know why.
I have no idea why. That's kind
I'm
of
about to say something
because there's 156 of y'all watching.
All right, someone give Ellen a call. Let's figure out why this happened.
But for this episode at so I mean, I feel like that makes more sense. But
I don't see your comment though. I can tell you that much.
You
don't see it on the comments on the.
No, I don't see it, but I don't see anybody's. It kind of just disappears. I think that's what the issue is.
You can scroll.
Nine, what was your rating on this episode?
The Walking Dead fans, the new Rick show is fire. I've heard that it's really fire, Young Hoss, and I would definitely like to check it out. I just got way too burnt out on but we got Rick on Shogun.
Season 4.
The only reason we won't be covering that, my guy, is because we cover a lot. Please go check out Does It Hold Up on the Drunk Banthas channel. We got a lot of stuff over there. Alex does drunk reviews, drunk analysis videos. I do the Bantha Bunth show, and Nine has the reviews and the breakdowns on the Nine Nerd Yards channel. So it's a lot going on. Jeff's about to have some video game shit going on. It's going down.
Young Hoss, I will give you a heads up. If you go back and watch any of our breakdowns of Halo, they're spoilers. You will know what happens in each episode. So just a heads up there. It's
watch an episode and then watch the or listen to the Banthas stuff
side by side. Yeah, man, side by side.
The Ones Who Live, and it's great. Toss. I heard it's really good. But for this episode, Tomorrow is Tomorrow on Shogun, I would say that it is again, I would say this season really started off strong with me when we're getting those 2 episodes, and then I almost always feel like a little bit of a dip, or where I can actually start analyze or like putting my own analysis.
No, just analysis.
I'm analyzing my motherfucker. Because then it's just like, okay, is it going to live up to it? And I just feel like, I'm starting to see a little bit of the things that I don't like after that first week, especially when it's a 2-episode premiere for the first week. Then, for Tomorrow's Tomorrow, I'm going to give it a 7.5, but basically which is still very good. It's very good.
Yeah, we rounding up. You got an 8. That's what you got there. I'm gonna give this one. So I can't give it a 7. You know why? Because this is the first time we actually seen a real battle.
No mods are asleep.
Like we got some like sneaky shit in last episode. Motherfuckers came up out the woods and chopped everybody up, but we ain't getting no real battle. And I love directors who know how to use their money correctly, Alex. I love that shit. And what did we get? We got a battle at night. Woo! Yeah. Let me tell you something. If you were a director up and coming, there's probably like 13 episodes of me saying this exact same thing. If you're an up and coming director, be smart with the money and be smart with your time, and you will get a job for the rest of it. You will literally be set for as long as you want to direct movies if you can always do those 2 things. Because people go over budget all the time and people waste all kind of time. But when you do things like this, it saves you time. It saves the studio money. Like, you can hide all the flaws with the shadows, right? This is probably CGI fire. No, I'm joking. But you can hide all the problems with the shadows, like the arrows actually hitting niggas in the face and shit. Right. Like, hold on, what's he say? What's it say?
He said my pop's gonna get through episode 1 of Shogun because he said there's way too much Japanese. What the fuck do you expect? Like we're talking about like, why isn't it all Portuguese too?
Maybe Young Haas, you just missed Blake's tirade about Portuguese sounding a little too English.
Well, maybe his dad watched the television show and was expecting everybody to be white.
Right. The one from the 60s, was it, right?
Yeah, it's 60s, 70s. It's like, everybody was white in that one. Maybe that's what he was vibing with. He was like, shit. He's like, yeah, I remember that. I want to see that. It's like getting ready to watch David Carradine's Kung Fu, but then it's all Chinese people. You're like, wait a minute, God damn it. What happened to the white people?
A better, simpler time. I did like the way that this was shot, to your point.
MAGA.
I liked how like the fire lit up the scene where it's still evocative and looks cool, but you don't know, you can't like fully see everything that's going around. You don't see how like vast the space is. Maybe the set doesn't have to be that impressive because you're only really lighting up that immediate space.
It's evocative. Cool. It gets the people going.
But yeah, I wonder how long it takes them to also film night scenes for this too.
Wait, what was that? What was that? Say that again. I want you to say that again.
For night scenes, I wonder how long it took them to, get that going.
Yeah.
Well, I think they probably filmed a lot of this during the day. Because you
like in a black box.
Yeah.
I will say,
because I think this might have been on set, not in.
It might have been on a set.
Yeah, I think this is in studio.
But I don't like. It seems like every time somebody shoots during the day and then they try to color correct it, it doesn't look like night. It never looks like this. Like this looks like the night. Like Nope, they created this whole technology. I saw this whole behind the scenes thing about how they they film during the day, but you never know. I was like, nigga, I could tell. That's not what the night looks like.
Not all the time. Like
you never know. And Alex is like, incorrect.
Game of Thrones. You know, the Game of Thrones and the House of the Dragon. They do a really good job.
Well, but
because there was a
they
lot
made
of
a
scenes
mistake,
where I
though.
saw that I was like, oh shit, I did not know that was filmed at night.
But
I mean,
but Game of Thrones, the scene where they're fighting the Night King's army, they made a mistake because it was so fucking dark, you could barely see what was fucking happening.
No.
This show did a good job.
Definitely, but that's why I think this one was done on set.
Yeah,
because roads aren't like the way, like the forest isn't just made the way that they were able to film this. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
like, it's,
I think they get a
little
little.
bit too.
I think they get in trouble for doing this at the Redwoods. You know.
Oh yeah, how do you?
I actually did not see if I wish I had. I'm probably going to get them one day, just like the Game of Thrones, actually like on the steel books, to see if the compression is not, because that's what the cinematographer actually blamed the long night. Look too dark to viewers because of how HBO compresses its shows for streaming. So I wonder if they did do some correction on that.
Well, FX don't got that problem.
But for this episode, it is a 9.0 for this episode.
Actually, hey, reload the page. Because I just saw it at something else.
I bet you just saw you got fooled like me because I went to the 4th episode.
And, no. So earlier, so when I first saw it in the beginning of the night, it was a 9.0, but then a little while it was a 9.2, and now it's back down to a 9.0.
Huh.
Okay.
Peter
That's a lot of votes.
Let me just say something. We're doing
giving it an 8 on this.
I was going to say 8. I'd say an 8. Yeah.
Well, I didn't give my grade yet because, I didn't give my actual number yet because I just brought up why I liked it, which is the directing. So I would give it a 9 because this is the first time we got to see real fighting. Like we saw a nigga get his head cut off one time, but or I guess 2 times, but we never got to see any real fighting, and they did the shit justice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like you see a lot of samurai fights and stuff. It's all pretty. You know what I mean? Like when you see in fights in movies and TV in the past, it's all pretty, but it had to be rugged, right? And they kind of show you that. Like it ain't like everybody just run up and can fucking do backflips and chop a nigga's head off and shit. Yeah. Like niggas' arms ain't getting chopped off in one swipe and shit like that. Like it's possible, but everybody's wearing armor. We're in tight, confined spaces, and I'm scared.
Yeah, it's dark.
It's dark outside. What the fuck? I'm afraid of fire. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't had no sleep in 2 days. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's human elements of fighting that they really added, and it didn't look buffoonery. It wasn't like Ninja Turtles where everybody's like one dude waiting to get in, like it's 20 dudes. They playing like fighting hopscotch. Okay, it's my turn. Oh no, got my ass.
Man, I do hope there are leftovers. No, I hope there's more of those guys.
So yeah, mine I'm just saying. So mine is a 9. So yeah,
9. Okay.
The internet agrees with you.
I think the 8s have it. Just because I was giving it a 7. I think
you gave it a 7.5.
I gave it an 8.
8 and then an 8 and a 9. That's a
I think
that's
a habit.
That's a 8.5, 8.3.
Yeah, a little
solid.
All right.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. I mean, I love that people are loving it. I mean, I really like it. I'm not like over the moon about this show, but it's
Morgan, what
really
you
great
get, Morgan?
reception right now. So
Morgan's out of here.
Morgan gone.
He's on that East Coast time. And speaking of, I mean, we have been talking for 48 hours about nerd shit. So this is probably good enough time. Is it?
You Oscared yesterday.
I mean, we didn't talk. Well, we did a show yesterday.
We didn't talk about it. But like next episode is also
48 hours. I mean, because actually it's been 72 for us.
Oh yeah, we actually.
That's actually what I was about to say because I thought That's why I got confused. I was like, no, it's not 48 hours. It's been
I'm
7
talking nerd shit all day, every day.
all day, baby.
I ain't never stopped.
And if you didn't get enough
Yeah,
today,
that's
you
fine.
can go and check us out on Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. You know what I'm saying? We going live
That's
every
9
Thursday,
p.m.
7 p.m.
Central,
Pacific
10
time
p.m.
on the Bantha Bunch show with your boy Bill. It will be. It actually
Bill's
is a little
Bantha
bit-
Bunch.
It's oddly a little bit more measured show. It's crazy.
I love
It
that
really
you called
is.
yourself out. in
Except for, I mean, we did go for like 5 hours.
We went for 5 hours because it started getting crazy like it is today. We welcome everybody. We got up to 180. You can go ahead and get us up to 200 before we get up out of here, man. Y'all can just send it to send it to 5 people. Look, if all of y'all send it to 5 people, we can get past 200. Like, right? Let's go.
But Jeff, I know that you gotta go, so
Yeah, it's getting pretty late and I gotta work in the morning.
you wanna before you go?
Sure.
I don't wanna go.
So the best way to so you can always try Skyping me. Don Cheadle's drive. Oh, you can try and Skype me. Don Cheadle's driveway at littledickie2.com. It's because of the hackers. You can try and find at Madel Jeff on Instagram, at Jeff Madel on Facebook. But honestly, the best way to find me is hanging out on Nerds at Night and Drunk Banthas channels a couple times a week and just talking shit and nerd stuff with you.
Nerd stuff.
Always super happy to have you, man. Thanks so much for chatting about Shogun and Halo and the Oscars with us.
Of course.
Have a good night, man.
All right, later, everybody. Talk to you.
Peace. Yo, thank you, Film Age. The pleasure is all ours. We're happy to have you and happy to get this motherfucking show in, man. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Alex is a trooper. He's got to go somewhere right now. So.
Oh yeah, that's
we gotta go.
It's not happening anymore. You're not leaving.
Nah,
you're not leaving.
Nah.
He's not leaving. So you want a shot?
Gotta make sacrifices.
Let's take another shot for the founder, the god of anime.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to see, like, this is actually my my most expensive piece of art that I've ever owned. Right here.
Take what you want to take out of there. Ain't nothing in there.
Right here.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
Jesus tits.
This is an exclusive, like, this is a hand painted or whatever.
Peace Odelius.
I did not even know that, like, it was going to hit me that hard, but like, I heard the news and I was in bed, and then I was just like, shit, came out into my living room and saw this, and I was just like, oh shit, like, actually, this motherfucker actually has influenced my life a lot.
Actually,
you know what? No, this motherfucker deserves his credit because, damn, it's put it on.
I haven't like sat down and like watched. Well, actually, that's not true. We watched.
Nigga, we watched Toonami last night. We watched about 4 hours.
Honestly, if you watch any anime post 90s, then his influence is ingrained into that.
For sure. We was watching,
and a lot of like others
watching the 80s. We was watching 80s anime back in like 93. We was watching anime like that was from the 80s, and then like 96 is when the Z really like was accessible consistently, and it wasn't on no Cartoon Network. It was on UPN and WB back in the day.
Yeah.
It used to come on early in the morning. Like, you had to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday Central Time and to watch it. You couldn't just get up and go get it, and it wasn't no internet like that. So you know what I'm saying? You either caught it or you didn't. And then you know how back in the day they would just start over. They might just start over right at the Vegeta series. You know, they ain't even finished it.
Like,
just,
all right, this is
right. Yeah.
I would just
randomly be like, oh shit, I guess it's for a long time. I didn't even realize that like the whole story was like over with. I was just like, oh, these are all new episodes, and we're just waiting to get the the new episodes for it. That's why
I hate for this to turn. I hate for this to turn into Dragon Ball Z because I do want to talk about this on Thursday. But Alex, I mean, Nine, what did you grow up with Dragon Ball Z wise exactly? Because Alex and I always have this conversation, but he knows the names and shit. Like there's two different companies that ended up having Dragon Ball Z, as far as what we were able to see American wise. But they had different voices, and then we go into the Dragon Ball Z.
I think there's like 4 kids.
The Kai or whatever. What is it?
Yeah, there's Dragon Ball Z Kai that's like takes out all of the filler and everything, which I definitely more recommend, especially for new audiences, just because there's a lot of filler in the original shit and not as good as animation. They also update the animation. But when you're talking about the I was a Toonami boy.
Well, so that means you grew up with the original voices.
I would say it's I guess
so basically the original voices,
dubbed voices, but then also it's still censored for American audiences. Like they didn't have the blood or like whatever.
Well, that's the thing, and that's what I'm talking about. So before Toonami existed, Dragon Ball Z was already on Cartoon Network. And they after 12 o'clock they would play it, and it did have the blood. They would say "damn it," like they would use all the curse words and everything. So that led into the Toonami world. Like, you know, before Toonami existed, that's how you got the medium of I'm trying to see what he says here.
Cheers, y'all, and Akira. Enjoy the Halo, and you got a long run ahead of you. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
This is my favorite Japanese girl right here. I'm going to Photoshop like Shogun on top of this of Emma Stone and like a samurai sword, and just like this is Shogun.
This is Shogun.
Just get rid of that phone. Should just be sitting there just like this.
I'm sure. Yeah, we're probably going to talk about Dragon Ball Z for a lot longer. But to
save my question about which one was which. I'm trying to figure out which one was which.
I thought he.
No. I'm talking about the names of the students. We were talking about this the other day. When they changed over the voices.
I think Funimation to somebody else.
Funimation.
We'll talk about it Thursday. Yeah, we'll talk about it Thursday and talk about it.
Yeah. Nine, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me talking shit about Dragon Ball Z and the influence that it had on hip hop on 9 Nerd Yards and on Nerds at Night. I started a little playlist where I'm going to be putting like my just like synopsis videos or whatever all thoughts I have. That's going to be the 9 at Night playlist if you want to check out that. And yeah, obviously 9 Nerd Yards. Sorry, I get so like confused. But 9 Nerd Yards is my original channel, and we just did a great interview with Dr. Shingi Mavima about his new book that came out, The Leak. And you can go and comment on that, and we will make sure that we send you a free signed copy of that book. And yeah, it'll be cool. You just gotta comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll make sure that you get that copy. Other than that, just been working on a bunch of different videos.
Yeah, dude, I'm honestly really excited about that Dragon Ball Z hip hop video. Like, I can't wait.
Oh man, the battle rap section probably goes the hardest because I got these clips. Yeah.
And I did watch that interview live, so go check that out. I think it was last Thursday. But yeah, go check that out. It was a great interview. Good time. Friend of the show. Everybody's a friend of the show.
Yeah, who's not a friend of the Banthas? You guys are now new friends. Thank you so
Alex,
much.
where can the people find Drunk Banthas content outside of here. Don't you? Are you interested in any TV shows or books that you like or may have seen and maybe want to see?
Yeah, I do have a review of Dune Part 2 coming out soon. Ish. We're gonna be also dropping the edited version of the Drunkies. That's gonna be dropping soon. And today we had our episode of Does It Hold Up?
Or yesterday,
Where
for some people,
whenever you're listening to this, we had a branded episode of Does It Hold Up where we talked about Ghostbusters 2 in celebration of the new Ghostbusters Frozen Empire movie that's coming out. So guys, check that out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was that's all the new stuff that we got coming out. I think that we didn't already plug.
Yeah, that's right.
But
question from Young Boss here.
Yeah, let's answer that.
What's the question? Did The Boy and the Heron deserve the Oscar over Spider-Verse?
No.
No. It's another legacy award, in my opinion. It's like, let's give it to Miyazaki because he's Miyazaki, and this is a movie about just his entire career.
We got someone that says that disagrees film age. I feel you on that because
film age always disagrees.
I mean, he always just raises a good point.
No, I'm joking.
I had the Oscar card going to Spider-Verse, and probably the only reason that I did not select Boy in the Heron is because I did not watch it. So I have no idea. Who knows if it's good.
I also did not watch Boy in the Heron, but that doesn't matter. I know what I've seen. I've seen what I saw. I know what the committee likes, and I'm just telling you right now, if you don't vote for your favorite neighborhood Spider-Man, then you're not a real American.
I can't tell what voice you're putting on right now, but I think you should stop.
Everybody knows what accent I'm doing over here.
I do think that Ninja Turtles probably should have got the nomination over Nimona.
At least a nomination.
Like, I feel like it deserved to be there over Nimona.
Yeah.
But out of the two, I feel like Spider-Verse.
That was not the question.
But Nimona actually looks really good. I want to watch Nimona. I think I'm gonna watch that.
It looks good.
I watched El Conde.
I look good though.
El Conde? Unconda?
What does that mean?
El Conde? Did you
Conde?
guys watch
I don't know what that is.
Conde? That got I think it maybe have gotten cinematography or whatever. But yeah, that's on Netflix, and that was super cool. Very gothic. It's black and white, and
I'm so glad you mentioned Netflix.
Vampires. Yeah, so it's really interesting, actually.
So glad you mentioned Netflix because we'll be covering on the Bantha Bunch show the project. What is it called? The Project
Part 2 or whatever
on Netflix. It's a
docuseries.
Docuseries. Yeah.
Okay.
Cover it. Docuseries. That's what we do over there. So yeah, it's going down for show. Hit me up.
Guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, but don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, Letterboxd, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas.
Right there.
Until next time, stay safe, my little Ronins, and may the force be with you.